I won't be a slave to a piece of fat bacon, a little sugar and some coffee. You're young. Fighting is everything to you, but you've no idea what we're up against. I rode the Iron Horse to Washington. For 5 days, I rode through their towns, their cities. There is no end to them. And in Washington, I saw things you can't even imagine. Our way of life is finished. There is only the white man's way, and we will learn it, or we will all die. I speak only for myself. I live the way of my fathers. As a warrior.
And as an Israelite, thus saith the Lord, thou art my battle axe and my weapons of war. Bring forth the sword. You get up like sleep. When I drop these beats, I release these like feces. One time for the whole damn human species. With a double dose of this discipline. Sawed off in the penitentiary to leave a nigga straight trampling. While I roll off, counting on dividends. We be living in times we fall for the gentlemen. Everybody on the streets, we stacking chips, macking tricks, packing clips, but I need new kicks in the outfit. Doubt it's gonna be any better than this, so I pray to the Lord for the right move. Knowing that heaven is a ghetto, so when I go, I ain't finna see no white fools. Since Christ is a black man, just like you and me. He ain't got no love for the enemy. The been jacking us up and down for about 5 whole centuries, putting us in penitentiaries, slave ships, and all the atrocities. And I got to see payback in bloodshed if I don't live to my career. Going to them prophecies, toss knees, but I keep back really in a flossy way, and it can possibly particularly toss knees and possibly we'll get back on our property and keep them false philosophies and do just like it ought to be properly. See the ones been fought to me, see all the way things ought to be constantly digging in the book of life, keep spirits up off of me and see a lot of niggas flocking me. Ask what you claim, what's your game, what's your pain? Well, I wanna put your name, bringing it to your brain, cause I do what I mean 6'4". One law, one common flaw. Swear tribes that don't know who they are. So the devil got his by the bulls acting raw. At the promise of old, I expose both face. Almost scrolls to control souls to face. Roll on nose to the postcode. Hate from 98 to the gold gate to my toes face. Now put the slug in the sky. It's warfare. So I guess today's a good day to die. And I die for my pigs. Shedding my blood, sweating my fears. On a trail of tears. So-called black man, Latino man, Native American Indian. You are the Israelites of the Bible, the Lord's chosen priesthood and warriors. His exceedingly great army. Warfare is coming upon the face of the earth. The Most High is choosing his warriors. Either you can roll with us, or you can get rolled by us. If you're not with us, you are against us. Ain't nothing out there for you. You better come back and take back your true identity and your true existence, your past, your present, and your future. Because thus saith the Lord, there is a king and glittering sword, furnished display, warfare. Yeah.
All right. Shabbat shalom to everybody that's online, everybody that's tuning in. All praise, honor, glory to the Most High. Yahweh. This is brother Mathai, first name. IQ is all the same. You've reached DSTM, episode 245. 245. All praises, man. Let me salute my brother and his sister that's in the house today, joining us on this blessed Shabbat. Brother Joshua, shalom to you. The house of Byron, shalom to y'all, man. Bayan Shakal in your household, shalom to y'all. Brother Jackson, Shabbat shalom to you. Kohab, shalom to you. Right? Rosemarie out there in London, shalom to you. The Quab in the house, shalom to you. From Egypt to Israel, shalom. The house of Elkanah, shalom to you. Ashar, Namawa and the family, shalom to y'all. You know the big question of the day. Waiting for the answer. Rosemary already gave the heads up. Rosemary gave the heads up. Did everybody else follow suit to my sister? Did everybody else follow suit? Let me find out that somebody walked up in here with dirty feet. Kicking you out ASAP. ASAP. All praises, all praises. Hopefully everybody's doing well, man. We made it to another blessed Sabbath, man. Another day of rest, another day to reconvene, recharge, unify in the spirit of truth, under the grace and mercies of the Most High, moving in the spirit of repentance, man. This is the day that we're allowed to rest. 6 days of labor, man. The Most High is not always on our mind 100% of the time. Let's keep it real. That's why the Most High said, well, you know what? I'm going to give you one day for sure that you're going to have to lock in the spirit with me, fellow believers, fellow truth keepers, and abide by these commandments, man. Recharge and reconvene in the spirit. And that's what the Sabbath is based upon, man. Relieved from our labors, man. It's amazing to me, man, how a Christian can sit back here and, you know, my beloved brothers, man, and sisters out there, man, trapped with the Christian and the Catholic needles in their arms. How would they despise having a day to rest? How would they despise for the Most High to say, man, relax from all your labors, man, chill? And they say, no. I don't want to do that. I want to exact all my labors. I want to continue on doing all of the wickedness and evils. You know, I want to continue defiling the Lord's day. Oh, the Sabbath is every day. You know, for the sisters that's slaving over hot stoves every day for your households and all that. Most I said, you ain't got to cook that day. Just prepare for your family to eat and you can chill. I mean, who's against that? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But nonetheless, man, all praise and glory to the Most High, man, that those of us that are awakening and coming on in, man, we're learning and we're abiding by the commandments of righteousness and the truth. As you heard that song, Trail of Tears, a brother said from 98 to the Golden Gates. That was in 1998, man. A little flashback for y'all. You know, I like to play some of our older tunes, our classics, you know what I'm saying? From back in the day, man. You know, the Israelite music scene, man, is tremendous right now. A lot of I hear a lot. I don't know a lot of the artists, man, but I just know there's truth music is out there, man. A lot of talented Israelites out there, man. So all praises to the Most High for that. I like to believe through the spirit and the power of the Most High via Yahweh Shai, man, that in the spirit, man, we planted a little seed in there. I'm not saying we was the first ones to ever do any music for Israel, but we damn sure was trailblazers in 1998. But nonetheless, we here, ready to rock, man. Hopefully everybody's ready to roll. Long week of news cycles, man. I mean, it's hard to even get the turnover and stay on top of these things, man. As y'all know, there's been a plethora of outlets that, you know, brothers and sisters can stay on top of, you know, the current events and the wars and things of that nature, man. I try to give, you know, I've kind of backed down a little bit as far as the well, it's bad to say the consistency, but, you know, I was doing Man of Mondays. I was doing Hump Day Wednesdays, Hebrew Hump Days. I was doing the Sabbath. So I was doing current events and DSMs like 3 times a week. Then the spirit, and sometimes my schedule just kind of changed up where I wasn't able to do it like that. And I was like, okay, you know what? Most I said, well, just do it every 7 days. Make sure the information is complete. You know, use the 7 days to gather everything and then bring it in. So some stuff that I'm bringing out, y'all may have already heard or kind of up to speed on, but, you know, I'm gonna add my little salt into it. And some stuff you may not be, you know. But nonetheless, man, salute to everybody that's coming on there, man. Brother Carlos, shalom to you. Sister Denise, Catherine, shalom to all of y'all that's popping up in here, man. Al-Dad, Elder Rashaf, man, shalom to you, brothers. But, you know, it's time to go ahead on and get busy, man. As you can see the title, man, the Lord is a man of war. So, you know, if anybody is questioning, scratching their head, trying to figure out, especially, you know, my beloved brothers and sisters, man, that's trapped in the crack houses, AKA churches, right now, trying to figure out what's going on. Elkanah says George Clinton, the Hebrews. I'll take it, brother. I'll take it. I'll take it. All praises, man. All praises. Yeah. We got a little history. Got a little history, man. So it's all good. But nonetheless, you know, a lot of these Christians, man, they have no idea what's going on. They're not being groomed in prophecy. They're being groomed in love. They're being groomed in not keeping the laws. They're being groomed in just believe. They're being groomed in tribulation rapture. They're going to get beamed up, and they're not going to witness any destruction, any death, no nothing. And they're being led astray, you know. And one of the things that we're going to focus in on is, you know, just some scriptures, man, where the Most High pronounces that he's a man of war. So if we're wondering what type of spirit that the Lord is putting in the earth right now, it's evident. It's warfare. It's wartime. Judgment of the Lord is being rained upon all nations at this particular point. Where it's coming down to is where it's going to be unavoidable. It's going to be unavoidable to not acknowledge the prophecies and the judgments that the Israelites have been bringing out for years on end. Years on end, been talking about this day right now that we're living in right now in real time. Seeing it come to pass right now, like I said before, man, is amazing. To be talking about this for damn near 28, 29 years for me personally, as other brothers that's been in the truth 35, 40 years, I know we're all elated, saying, yes, we see the Lord moving. We see that the book is real. We're seeing that, you know, the labor and the toils and the blood and the sweat and the tears that brothers have put in, burning the midnight oil, studying and doing everything that we can to try to bring light to this world of darkness, man. It's paying off. It's paying off, man. And the children of Israel are being sealed. What's that old sign? Sealed and delivered. You know, all of those things are playing a part right now, man. So it's just something special, man, to witness. Although it is times of tribulation is definitely upon us. Jacob's trouble, all of that is coming down the pipeline. It's not all good. However, it's all good. All right. Let me share my screen, man. Let's start off in Jeremiah 28. And let's start here, verse 8. And it says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So the pedigree of a prophet, man, the pedigree of a man of the Lord is to always teach against, not for, in favor, for peace, and no. In our bondages and our captivities, the Lord said that we got to prophesy against these particular countries. There's kingdoms out there that need to be prophesied against. We have to speak about war, evil, pestilence. You know, sometimes people talk about doomsday prophets. Oh, you guys are always talking bad. Guess what? You tell me how much good is going on the earth right now. How much can we really be smiling about and be happy about and everything else? I mean, come on. We find our moments. That's why the Most High said, well, I'm going to give you at least 5 days of mirth and gladness every month, 4 Sabbaths and a new moon. Those are times we get together, we convene, we, you know, celebrate, we have a good time, mirth, gladness. We you know, you have the your drinks and your food and your conversation and whatnot. The Most High said, but after that, hey, get back focused. Then he gives us days like, you know, dedication, tabernacles. You get 8 days. You know, the Lord gives us breaks. So let's not get it twisted. It's not all bad. But there's times that we have to really face reality and see what's going on in the earth right now. So it said that we're supposed to be teaching and preaching against these kingdoms that's going on. You know, they're always wondering why the Israelites are anti-everything. Because the Lord said we have to be that way. You know? Let's look at this in James. I think it's James 4. Yeah, look at James 4 and 17. It says, therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. So look at the type of conviction that James, the brother of Mashiach Yahushua, said, listen, if you know to do good and you don't do it, that's sin. That's sin. That's evil. That's wicked, right? So if we know, hey, we need to be talking about what's going on in the earth right now. We need to be trying to go out, preserve, teach repentance to the children of Israel, man, and the faith of Christ, to keep the laws. The Lord said, man, if you're not doing that and you know to do it, you know that's a good work, but you sit back and say, nah, you brothers got it. Nah, that's not my calling. You know, the Lord said, man, that could be sin unto you. And the Most High can look at it. So even when brothers have the opportunity to go out there and teach whether the Lord said, make sure that you're including within your teachings. Yes, the moral laws, civil laws, dietary, those are all mandates. But even outside of that, to delve into and get further understanding about prophecy and understand about these kingdoms and understand about history and understand about the evils and the pestilences, that you have to be a watchman and forewarn your people of what's going on, that's all part of the process. That's all part of doing good. You know, but when an individual, you fall back and say, I'm not doing that, to him it is sin. My own personal testimony. When I first came into truth, like I always told brothers and sisters that I never expected to be teaching. I did, I initially just received it as knowledge, just information. Yeah, that's great. Not for me, not for me to be jumping on there and wearing boots and all the stuff that y'all got and standing out there. Nah, that's not for me. Even though I seen it was good, but it's like, nah. I first heard the truth in 1994. And I was, dibbling, dab. I'm still in the world, but I heard about the truth. I've been to a couple of classes. I knew brothers that was in the truth. I would, holler at them on the side. Hey, man, you guys got, I didn't make it to class, man. Let me get the notes. Get the notes and all of that. That was not working. I was still double-minded and unstable. I'm part in the world. I'm still trying to claim I'm in the truth. I'm trying to talk to people and, But in 1995 is when I said, you know what? The Spirit of the Most High said, that's it. Make a choice. In 95 is when I joined the camp. We was known as Hebrew Israelite Ministries. Changed it to Sons of Jacob in 95. And boom. It was that. But brothers used to tell me, hey, brother, how long you gonna be sitting in these chairs, man? You ain't doing nothing, man. The Lord called you to come serve the Lord, man. You need to be out there on post and get out them tennis shoes and all that. And I was like, no, brothers, I'm just here to get the knowledge. And that's when brothers had to break me down. Like, man, it ain't all about knowledge. It's about learning and applying this. You got to go out there and be a servant for your people. You got to go out there and teach the word. You got to go out there and be a soldier, man. Look at us. We're few in number, but at the same time, like Christ said, the harvest is plenty, the laborers are few. You could be a laborer, and here you are just sitting around, popping up in class and leaving. And, brothers had to really light up into me and say, yeah, you know what? You have been called. And you cannot turn and say, nah, I'm all right. Because now I can hold myself in contempt. So I had to really jump in the fray. So just a little personal testimony, just a little something for everybody to, kind of consider, man. We see the times that we're living in right now. It's not the time to be, sitting around picking your teeth and, pulling lint out your navel. It's time to really understand what the Spirit of the Lord is putting out there in the earth, man, and move in the Spirit. Move in the Spirit. Let's look at this. Isaiah 34. It says, come near, ye nations, to hear and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. Verse 2, for the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations. So you wonder why we're seeing Iran, Israel, Palestine, Russia, Ukraine, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, America, France, the UK, All the 30 plus nations in NATO. You want to know why everybody's sitting up here stirring up the pot for war, man? Because the Lord has unleashed his indignation upon the nations, which means what? Judgment now is being performed. How else is judgment going to happen, man? The Most High has got to start playing chess and going to have to start moving these nations against each other to fulfill his judgment. For the indignation of Yahweh is upon all nations and his fury upon all their armies. Oh, so we're talking militarily now. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. So, in almost like pre-prophesying, the destruction of these armies and these nations, man, has already been foretold. All we're waiting for is this to fully come to pass. The strongholds of the nations, man, the kingdoms that rule the earth right now, in particular, the so-called white man. This is why we read in 2 Ezra 6 and 9, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. The stronghold that the so-called white man has on the world right now through his armies and through his diplomacies and all that other stuff will be destroyed and will be coming to an end. They're being delivered to the slaughter. You're hearing terms like, oh, Ukraine is being sent through a meat grinder fighting against the Russians, right? That's being delivered to slaughter. You're hearing terms about how the Gaza underground tunnels are being bombed. They're being delivered to the slaughter. You're hearing about Gaza launching bombs into Tel Aviv and missiles into Tel Aviv. And the Israelis, by the millions, are running for cover and, delivered to slaughter. You dig what I'm saying? Now we're going to see other nations come into play. And they also are going to be brought up for the slaughter. Read in verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So what is this? When we're reading about, let's say you say the Lord's Prayer, and we talk about thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. This is the heaven is going to be heaven on earth, right? Right now, this is the white man's heaven. The Lord said that this place, all the hosts of this heaven right now is going to be dissolved. It's going to be purged. So we know, according to 2 Peter, fervent heat is going to be needed in order to clean this place out. And the Lord said it's all going to be rolled up as a scroll. It's all going to be encompassed and rolled up into one. And it said all their hosts is going to fall down as a leaf falling from off the vine, as easy as a leaf blow, from the blowing of a wind. And the leaf that's already ready to break off, it's already starting to brown, and the roots is already starting to become more brittle. That's why we're seeing the fall of America, man, and these other nations are losing it, scrambling around trying to see who's going to replace America as being the next world dominion and power. There ain't no next outside of the kingdom of Yahweh Shai and the kingdom of Israel. They're all thinking, oh, I got, China's posturing, trying to get in. Russia's thinking they're posturing, trying to, make way. And they said, well, we can't do it alone. We're going to have to establish this BRICS nation. Not happening. So the brittleness of America is starting to collapse. We're seeing it through the economy. We're seeing them being stretched out to multiple wars. We're seeing it through infiltration of so-called quote unquote migrants. We're seeing them shooting and killing each other. I mean, crime being risen up to, unfathomable proportions right now. It's just primed and ready to be blown off. And as a falling fig from the fig tree. So, when the figs fall, they fall in multiples. Verse 5, it says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and the people of my curse to judgment. So not only are we looking at, the so-called white man is going to be put to death, said the people of my curse to judgment. Well, 2/3 of Israel also is going to be judged. 2/3 of Israel is also going to be destroyed. That's the scary part. See, we don't have a crystal ball to say, hey, you know what, I made it. No, we're laboring in hopes to make it. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. If Yahweh said, you got to endure to the end. And everything that he said before that, we talking about earthquakes in diverse places, wars, rumors of wars, famine, pestilence, all of these things, false Christ being arisen. He said, you got to go through all of that. And if you endure all of that, you're worthy of salvation. Let's read Wisdom of Solomon 17, and we'll read 1 and 2. It says, for great are thy judgments and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. So this is why it's important for us to repent. This is why it's important for us to seek the face of the Lord 10 times or more. This is why it's important for us to live in the faith of Yahweh Shai and keeping other commandments. Because great is the judgments of the Most High. Solomon said, I can't even express to you how the judgments of the Most High are so profound. This is why we're seeing everything activated in the world, man. And the news cycle is constantly like moving like this, man. It's hard to keep up with this story, that story, this story, that story. Everything is constantly moving. Hey, well, Yahweh Shai even said, man, that the time is going to be cut short for the elect's sake. So that means that everything is going to be picking up even faster. Have you noticed how fast time has been moving? I mean, I know y'all do. It can't just be me. Here we are encroaching upon what? So-called 2 months left of 2023. 2024 is going to be even more of an adventure because we're going to have a whole new election. There's going to be all kind of politics being played, all kind of deception, all kind of mudslinging going on. Massive wars going to be continuing on. Still looking at the economy. It's just teetering on the recession and inflations. And I mean, next year and 2025 and all of the laws that they're putting out there, even here in California, talking about the banning of gas-powered, equipment, and they're looking to try to get the cars next. And I mean, they're trying to lay out a whole new agenda. They're calling it used to be Agenda 21. They had to back that up to Agenda 2030, right? Which is all pretty much, the seizing of property, no more private ownership, all kind of madness that goes on with that. Consolidation of homes and livings, pretty much a big time land grab, property ownership grab by the higher ups, as they say. They wanted to do it by 2021. They was going to use the spread of that plague out there as a means to lock down, collapse everything. They did some, but the job ain't finished. They got to go back to the drawing board. Let's read verse 2. It says, for when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, and they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of a long night, lay their exile from the external providence. So this is even flashing back into the times of the Exodus or whatnot. When it says the unrighteous man thought to oppress the holy nation, that's talking about Israel in Egypt. It says they being shut up in the house of the prisoners of darkness, fettered with the bonds of a long night, they lay their exile from the external providence. So, before we made our trek up out of there. So recalling the wisdom of the fear of the Most High and the judgments of the Most High, all dating back to that particular time. Let's jump over to the next chapter, 18. And we're going to read, let's read 13. Now watch this. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 18:13. It says, for whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantments upon the destruction of the firstborn. So we remember that about the destruction of the firstborn. Angel of death, the destroyer, came through, killing of the firstborn. It says, for whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantments upon the destruction of the firstborn, they acknowledge this people to be the sons of the Most High. So it says they didn't want, the Egyptians didn't want to believe. They went through 9 other plagues before this angel of death, and they still continue to not let the people of the Lord go. So as much as the children of Israel, man, the men of the Lord can go out there and prophesy about the downfall of America, the more that we're waking up and we're gathering, and America and especially our people, they still run around and talking about you guys are crazy. I mean, you even hear people's attitudes. You can talk about, the end times and bombs coming over here, and they're like, okay, so what are we supposed to do? I mean, so we're going to get bombed. I'm just going to go ahead and live my best life. Not knowing about the judgment, not knowing about the lake of fire, not knowing about, they just think once you die, oh, that's it. Okay, whatever. I made the most of what I could. See, that's why even in I think it's in Revelation where it says that the as many is going to seek death and not find it. Revelation 9. See this, and it says, and in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it. See, when all hell is breaking loose, man, people are going to be trying to commit suicide. They're going to be popping pills, and they're not going to be able to die. They're going to reap what they've sown. The judgment is going to be there. You're going to have men trying to grab pistols, man, and pulling the trigger, and the bullet just won't come out. The gun keeps jamming. Men jumping off of roofs thinking they're going to kill themselves, man, break their leg, and they still alive. People that sitting here say, oh, so what? Let's just get bombed. Who cares? I'm going to go out here, man. I'm going to get all the women that I want. I'm going to go get this money. I'm going to get high every day. I don't give a damn. And next thing you know, they're going to be trying to seek that. Bring it on. Fine. Let's just get bombed. No. The Lord's going to be preserving all for the judgment. You're going to see it. Romans says, man, every knee's going to bow before Yahushua. Nobody's going to escape from this. It says, and shall not find it. And in those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. So it's not just about, oh, so what? We're just going to go ahead and get bombed. Who cares? Yeah, you expect eternal judgment. Let me get this real quick in Daniel. See, people think, oh, once I die, I'm out of here. It's over. No. Daniel 12:2 says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt. So as the spirit, returns to the Most High, and the spirit is going to be judged, even in Revelation 6, one of the seals, it tells you that the righteous are crying of when their blood is going to be avenged. So these spirits and souls, man, that the Most High is not repopulated back into the earth, they're sitting back waiting for judgment to happen. They're waiting to be risen up to everlasting life. They're waiting to be risen up for their reward. But some, even if they die, they said they're going to be resurrected to everlasting shame and contempt. Judgment still is going to be happening. So it ain't just as easy as, oh, well, whatever. No, we got to get back. We got to get back. Back to Wisdom of Solomon 18. So it says, whereas they would not believe anything by reason of the enchantment. So, America stands in complete defiance. Oh, you niggas and spics, you not the Jews. You guys need to be canceled. You guys are anti-Semitic. You guys are a hate group. I mean, they've got the ADL. They've got the Southern Poverty Law Center. They got all the watchdogs lined up to try to discredit in anything that we say. We can have all the proof in the world. Doesn't matter. Now, all of a sudden, they are starting to bend after we start breaking down, brothers start breaking down, winning debates, coming out with irrefutable evidences. Now they want to be like, well, you know what? There are some black Jews. And I mean, 10, 12, 15 years ago, that you would not get a GMO Israeli to admit that there was dark-skinned Jews. They would not admit it. No way, shape, or form. Now they're running around saying, oh, yeah, there are black Jews. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we know. Now they have to acquiesce to the idea and understanding that, yeah, maybe so. No, how about, yes, there is. Yes, we are, and you're not. See, that's what they don't like when we say you're not. They want us to just get along. Oh, yeah, you convert. No, we didn't convert. You did. See, but all the enchantments, everything we see, the Most High is going to be moving on this place, man. All of the weather anomalies we're seeing, from the tornadoes, from the floods to the hurricanes, all the destruction of the fires and whatnot, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's not God." No, nothing wrong with that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Um, oh, Sister Denise, let me run that for you. All praises. You can do it. You can do it after the Shabbat, but we do take alms deeds, your donations for the ministry. Cash App is down here. $ IQAhmath. $IQAhmath. You can do it after the Sabbath if you like, but it is a donation to help the ministry. All praises. You're not purchasing or buying anything, but just to be on the safe side, I always advertise do it then. Right. Nonetheless, let's get back on over here. I'm gonna shut that off. If anybody needs it, let me know later. All right, let's get back. So it says for by the reason of the enchantments, man. So America's not going to advise or be a check off about any of these things, right? So it says, upon the destruction of the firstborn, they acknowledge his people to be the sons of the Most High. For while all things were in quiet silence, and that night was in the midst of her swift course, thine almighty word leapt down from heaven out of thy royal throne as a fierce man of war into the midst of a land of destruction. So here we see again the Most High being referenced as a man of war. The destroyer came down, firstborn being killed. It says, while all things were in quiet silence, and that night was in the midst of her swift course. Well, what did even Christ told us? He said, man, the day of the Lord is going to be like a thief in the night. So we see various parallels, man, where everybody's asleep, everybody's worried about, distracted with this, distracted with that, not really paying attention to what's going on in front of them. You know, they're worried about, Jada Pinkett and her relationship with Tupac. Oh, that's more important right now, huh? I mean, what else is the hot topic on entertainment news right now? What am I missing? Who knows? I mean, there's always some foolishness, man, that they love to distract us with. Same thing that was happening in ancient Egypt, man. In the midst of the night, while everything's quiet, man, next thing you know, destruction comes. As a fierce man of war into the midst of destruction. So where they're getting this idea that, the Most High is just sitting on rose petals, man, and everything is great. Everything is great, right? There's no problems going on, man. The economy's just fine. There's no picketing, there's no rioting, there's no protests going on the earth, man. There's no strikes happening right now. Concerns about the economy. I mean, why do we think there's so many people that's striking out there? Because people are looking at the cost of living right now, and they're saying, this is not going to make it if this is how the world is going to continue on, right? This is not going to make it. So let's figure that out. Let's continue on. So Exodus 15:3, it says, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name. So Yahweh says that he's a man of war. And Yahweh, the self-existing power, that's his name. So he's declaring himself to be a man of war. So what we're seeing going on in the earth, man, people are sitting back saying, no, that can't be God's work, man. That's the devil causing all of this division and strife and hating the earth. And oh no. Excuse me. Psalms 24:8 says, who is this King of glory? The Most High Yahweh, strong and mighty. Yahweh, mighty in battle. See, the Most High is the master chess player, man. He's out here strategizing. He's militarizing these nations, all to bring forth final judgment, final war. The Most High even said, man, there's no remission of sins without the shedding of blood. The Most High requires that blood. He said, I need the life. The wicked is going to be a ransom for the righteous, man. Somebody got to die so the good can live. You understand? That's how the Most High works. There's not going to be a peace treaty, a negotiation. There's not going to be no way that these nations all of a sudden going to come to the table and just say, hey, you know what? Let's just stop everything, man. The aliens are coming. We need to get peace up. That's the narrative that they're going to try to place out there, man. But the so-called aliens is coming to Jehovah and the angels, man. They're going to try to assemble battle in the final battle of Jehoshaphat or whatnot, man. But really, we're seeing the nature of our Father. We're reading about our Father who art in heaven. This is one of his natures. Yes, he's loves. Yes, he's has everlasting mercy. He's long suffering, but he's also jealous. He also is a mighty, a consuming fire, a man of war. So we're seeing all of these things happening right now. So we wonder why the Most High is doing what he's doing. Now he's moving in his spirit. Job 25:3. It says, "Is there any number of his armies? And upon whom doth not his light arise?" Verse 4, it says, "How then can man be justified with the Most High? Or how can he be clean that is born of a woman?" So, that's, double, I ain't gonna say a double. Well, it does have a double meaning. So you're born of a woman. We know America is the great whore, whatnot, man. If you're born of, rooted in, abiding by the wickedness of the mistress of sorceries or whatnot, can't be clean unless you repent from all of the evil ways that we receive from it. The scriptures also say through sin came a woman and whatnot. So we're always looking to be born in, people say you can't be born in sin. Yeah, we are born in sin. The scriptures say our Lamentations 5 says our fathers have sinned and are not, and we are born their iniquities. So our constant mission is always to repent. When you have children that's in the truth, what do? We teach them from youth up to do right. We don't just leave them alone and say, hey, you was born a woman, you should be fine. No. We still have to be taught and learned the right way and maintain and continue on in that walk. But the main point is the Most High said, Job said, is there any number of his armies? The Most High is sitting up there as the chief commander. The damn slow Biden they call him the commander in chief when it comes down to the military and his authority. Man, he's a complete buffoon and a boob, man. He is nowhere near a commander or in chief. The Most High is the commander in chief. That's bottom line. And he's got an innumerable army set and ready for the battle, man, waiting for their opportunity to come down here and destroy this place and to bring back home the righteous. Revelation 19:11, it says, "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war." So Yahushua is going to come in the spirit of righteousness to not only judge, but to engage in war. I mean, where are we talking about? He's coming back to, gather everybody and, kiss everybody on the cheek and let the white doves float around and carry you on their wings, and everything's going to be great, man. The pearly gates is locked in. Biggie and Tupac is playing dice in the corner. Shaft, Richard Roundtree, he just passed away, man. He grew all his hair. He got his afro back. I mean, come on, man. That's not happening. Yahushua said, I'm coming back to judge, and I have to engage in war. That's why we read in Isaiah 63 when it says, "Who is this that cometh from Basra?" As we read down to verse 13, with his vesture look like he came from the wine vat. Verse 12, it says, "His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself." So here we're seeing the eyes as a flame of fire, the heads of many crowns, because he's the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, collecting the crowns of all of these kingdoms that's on the earth, man. Verse 13, it says, "And he was clothed with a vesture, dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High." Verse 14, "And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean." It said the armies which were in heaven. So we're seeing how the Most High moves militarily. Yahushua indeed moves in the same fashion, man. You talking about the high priest general? That's him. And he's got an army waiting. And Job said, who can number the armies of them? That's why when he rebuked Peter, when Peter cut the ear off of the priest, and he said, man, put your sword away, man. Don't you know I can call a legion of angels right now? He said that all the prophecy had to be fulfilled, man. Peter trying to stop what's going on. No, don't take my look. Yahweh had to check him. He said, Peter, man, you're out of line. Everything that's happening right now is supposed to happen. Thus saith the Lord. It's prophesied. You can't stop it. He said, man, I can call a legion of angels right now and shut this whole place down and destroy Rome. He didn't literally say that, but essentially that's what he was saying. He said, I can call a legion of angels right now, man, and be delivered. And we'll be good. But I can't do that. That's how things have to play out. That's how things have to play out. Let's get a couple more. Let's do Deuteronomy 4. Deuteronomy 4:24 says, the Most High Yahweh, thy power is a consuming fire, even a jealous God. Now imagine that. If he's saying, man, I'm jealous. And what does jealousy equate to in Proverbs? He said he's a consuming fire and a jealous. Proverbs 6. Yeah. It says, for jealousy is the rage of a man. So when the Most High sees what's going on with his children, man, the Most High in James 4:4, he calls us adulterers and adulteresses. When he sees us out here fornicating with the nations, man, we're going out here following their ways, being seduced by this great whore, man, we're going chasing after her. That brings out the rage and the jealousy of the Most High. That's why the Most High said, okay, Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68 is waiting for you. You go against me and my love, and I'll wait for you to come back, because you will come back. You're going to get tired of being out there alone in the world. Yeah, we're going to be separated right now. And guess who the mediator is? Yahweh Shai is the one that comes through and says, you know what, I got to mediate the conversation between the bride and the father. And the father says, man, this is the bride I picked out for you. She's out of control. Speaking about the children of Israel, according to Jeremiah 6:2, he says, you liken us to a comely and delicate woman. So when the Most High says that he's a jealous power, saying that what? He's full of rage when he sees our people going astray, man, going against his ways and his commandments, being in rebellion, turning their back on him, doubting his existence. I mean, what are our people running around doing right now? I was just at work in a meeting, and they want to start off the meeting talking about, is everybody ready for Halloween? I mean, the whole damn world is burnt. They want to talk about, is everybody ready for Halloween? You got 2 wars jumping off, multiple other powerful nations, all nuclear capable, are ready to jump in. You got homeless encampments all throughout the damn country. You've got the economy that's going up in flames. We're still rolling around looking at $5 plus gas in LA, and you talking about some damn Halloween. I mean, what the F is wrong with these people? But see, that's the psychological manipulation, man. These people is all caught up under. Worried about what they're going to dress up for in a day of wickedness, witchcraft, unrighteousness, non-scriptural. You know, the churches is getting ready to go decorate the damn churches for Hallelujah nights. And they ain't got no idea about the rage that they're inflicting or inciting within the Most High. So when you're hearing about blacks and Hispanics, man, in particular in Chicago, Memphis, and other areas that when you're hearing about, oh, such and such got shot on Halloween night. This a youth, 2 youths were killed. Just wait for it. You don't see how the Most High, details punishment on his people because they ain't thinking about the Most High right now. That's why the Most High says he's a jealous power. For jealousy is the rage of a man, therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. See, the Most High don't give a damn about the 3-year-old and 1-year-old that was walking, 5-year-old that was going out trick or treat, man, and got hit by a stray bullet, ate some poison candy, bit on a razor blade. And because mommy and daddy should have known better. And nowadays, daddy ain't even there. Dressing your kids up as ghouls and goblins and blood coming out their mouth, man. Don't you know eating blood is against the laws of Most High? But our people, that's for another day. I'm not going to go on a tangent about Halloween. We'll go there another time. I'm preaching to the choir. Y'all know, right? But anyway, let's continue on. So we see the jealousy is the rage of a man. The Most High is not having it right now. This is why he's going out there executing judgment in the earth. And it's all for our good, all for our benefit. Zechariah 8. It says, and the word of Yahweh, power of hosts, came to me, saying, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, I was jealous for Zion with great jealousy, and I was jealous for her with great fury. You see, that's how the Most High is acting on our behalf. That's true love, man. When the Most High said, man, I'm so in love with you, man, that you got me so jealous, I'm ready to kill everything and everybody for you. That's right. Black, Hispanics, Native Americans, the indigenous tribes scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth, man. The Most High said, man, I'm for you. And you keep acting a damn fool, man. You getting me jealous and you're going to make me mad. So not only do we get hit, but guess what? The other nations, they're going to get hit up too, man, because once we start turning back to them, we like, okay, I'm going to turn that rage on them. That's why we read that in Isaiah 34 first. Because the children of Israel, we are turning to him in mass. Learning, to please him now. Learning to abide by his commandments. Verse 3, it says, thus saith Yahweh, I am returned unto Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth, and the mountain of Yahweh of hosts, the holy mountain. So this is how the Most High is moving within us, man. You think that if this was happening right now, and those are the people of the book in the land right now, do you think that the Most High is dwelling in the midst of Jerusalem right now, in the midst of war and dead bodies all over the place, man? Come on, knock it off. They can't be there. Can't be there. Look, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, there shall yet old men and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, and every man with his staff in his hand for very age. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. Are they over there playing in the streets right now? Are they all having fun right now, man? Everything's great. The old man is out there hanging out in the streets, man. Everything's great. If that ain't happening right now, then the people that's living over there cannot be the ones that this is talking about. Period. Can't be. Can't be. Let me read this. Psalms 18. What's going on with my Psalms? Am I misspelling it? I am. Get it together, IQ. Psalms 18. Let's read 34. What David say? You're dealing with the Spirit of the Lord. What did he teach him? He said, he teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arm. So this is the type of teaching that come from our Father. The Most High said, I'm about warfare. I'm going to teach you how to fight. Move in the spirit of truth, man. Defend your nation. Defend your household. Why? Because we know what times that we're living in right now. This ain't the time to be cowering up and be wondering, well, what do I do? Make sure you got 911 on your phone, baby. Because don't call me. 911 is not going to be working, man. Ask the people over there in Gaza right now, man. They shut down their internet. That people can't even utilize their phones right now. That's what happens during times of war, man. Everything, they can cut off the power, cut off the grid, cut off your ability to communicate, cut off food, cut off water, lock everything down. Every resource that we get spoiled by thinking that it's always going to work will not be working. That's why the Most High told us, man, we got to be pilgrims in the earth. You got to learn to deal without. We go through, ceremonial training, so to speak, when it comes down to ceremonial training, when it comes down to, tabernacles, living out in the wilderness, camping, so forth and so on, man. We deal with having to deal without with, food wise, with atoning, we deal with the blowing of the trumpets, learning about communication, gathering together. You understand? So we get elements of training just so that we know what's coming down the pipeline. Let me get a couple more, and then we'll get to some of these current events, man. Daniel 2, and we'll read 20 and 21. It says, Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. So the Most High is in complete control of everything, man. So he said, I'm the one that's going to remove these kings, set up new kings. He's going to be the one that's going to take down kingdoms, resurrect kingdoms, Wisdom is going to be given unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. Remember, even in Isaiah 33 and 6, it says wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our times and strength of salvation. So we see these two principles are very important, wisdom and understanding, and that's only going to come from the Most High. You want to know how to navigate and what we're going to be doing and how we're going to need to survive it? It's only going to come to the Most High. We got to read through the scriptures, man. Look at what our forefathers was going through during the time of the Maccabees, under Antiochus or Antiochus, however you choose to pronounce his name. However, when we're seeing about our people having to be excommunicated out of our lands, living in the mountains and catacombs or whatnot, man, preparing for war, being attacked on the Sabbath days, and all of those particular things, man, we're seeing the fortitude, the prayers that our forefathers, we're sending up, always remembering that the Most High will be the one who fights the battles. Asking the Most High to empower us against greater powers than ours. And he always rose to the occasion, man, and delivered us. These are the type of things, and gaining experience and gaining understanding about different things as we walk in this truth, man. Discernment of people, and because you're gonna have people popping up talking about, hey man, I'm such and such, man, I want to come on in and I want to learn. And this is the time when they're going to be trying to infiltrate and organizations, and you're going to see all different kind of Israelites having new doctrines and splits and all kind of other stuff, because this is the time they're going to be trying to infiltrate in to try to destroy the last, for one last, I ain't gonna say one last time, because he's always working, trying to stop us, but he's gonna, exercise all of his power, man, to try to stop the inevitable. So these are all things, man, that we have to incorporate within our walk. And it's got to come from the Most High. This stuff we pray for. You ask the Most High what you should be praying for. Before you jump to ask about, that new job, or before you asking how is he going to help find, help you pay your car note and everything, make sure you're asking for the wisdom. Make sure you're asking for the understanding. I mean, Solomon could have had anything he wanted. First thing he asked the Most High, I said, man, give me the wisdom so I can know how to deal with these people and this nation. Right? And everything else was added up to him until he went off. So this is what we got to do. Right? Sirach 10, we read 7 and 8. It says, pride is hateful before the Most High man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. Oh, well, look how prideful, man, the GMO Israelis are over there about how they're going to wipe Hamas off the map. And I seen the video, man. Shout out to brother in the quad, man. He sent me that video of some Israeli politician. He was on RT, which is Russia, what's it, Russia Today or something like that, the Russian media outlet. And man, this dude was woofing. He was like, "Hey, when we're done with the Palestinians, Russia, you're next because you stay complicit and you've been helping them and blah 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 blah. And we're coming for you next. Mark my words." And I mean, he was talking big stuff. He's talking about, yeah, you're helping these Nazis and what? I mean, y'all know we talked about it last week, I believe, showing the state of occupation. Everybody by now should be well aware about the Balfour Declaration. Everybody should be well aware about the apartheid occupation and the pushing out of the Palestinians. They're constantly getting pushed onto smaller and smaller portions of lands that they were originally, not originally, but before the GMO Jews got placed over there, they had a greater occupation of land before that. And they're getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and now they're being segregated and they're being controlled, and what they can and can't eat, where they can and can't go. I seen a little clip of a video. I think this woman, she was a reporter. She went over to Palestine, and she was there for 2 weeks, and she was like, everything we're hearing about is lies, man. These people are getting oppressed. They're getting jacked up over there. The Israeli police, they're standing at the borders. They're shooting the Palestinians for fun with rubber bullets. You know, if they move out of bounds and cross the borders and all that. And I seen a video of them do that. So she wasn't just talking. She was talking about how they getting oppressed, man. And she was like, I was shocked. Because everything that she heard, these are terrorists over here, man. They're wilding out, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, the wild man of the desert. And, you know, these are damn near Al-Qaeda. She's like, I go over there, man. The people is not on it like that. And it's actually the other way around. But anyway, that Israeli politician, man, he was woofing big stuff. He was talking about, man, we haven't done nothing to them. And the RT guy was like, what? He was like, man, all of these terrorist organizations are helping them. And he was talking about Russia and Yemen and all. He was like, what are you talking about? I mean, but this dude was sitting up there trying to play the victim card like crazy, you know, utilizing that anti-S word, you know, as a shield against anybody that says something against him, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. But see, pride is hateful before the Most High, man. That's how they, you know, pride themselves in thinking that they are the people. That's their land. And hell no. That's why they're hateful before the Most High. The Most High said that he's got beef with Amalek forever because they hate the Most High. Unless they're a quote unquote Jew for Jesus, they deny Yahushua. So they're already antichrist. That's why the Most High is like, man, they got to go. And it says, and by both doth one commit iniquity. So they're guilty of 2 sins worthy of death, right? Verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings. Well, hey, was the Balfour Declaration a righteous deal? No. Injuries and riches got by deceit. Well, they're running around over here proclaiming a history and a nationality and a heritage that is not theirs. I mean, they run Hollywood. They came over here, man. They changed in their names. There's an interesting documentary, if y'all can find it. It's called Empire of Their Own. And it gives you the history about the GMO Jews and how they came over here, control Hollywood, control the media, how they're actually responsible for a lot of the stereotypes that are depicted upon our people, right? They come over here, they actually change their names to try to hide because they know if the name is Rothstein or Edelberger, people are gonna automatically know. So they'll change the name to Rothsman or to Edelman, so that they can operate more in secret. You know, there's only 6 media companies, man, that run all of Hollywood. And you know who's in charge of the majority of them. See, they've gotten riches, gotten by deceit, And guess what's going to end up happening? The kingdom is going to be translated from one people to another, man. The Most High is going to have to remove these people, man. Let me make sure that that's the right. And I promise we're about to get to these current events right now. Yeah, that's it. Good documentary, man. I suggest that y'all watch it. An empire of their own. Hollywoodism, Jews, movies, and the American dream. You're gonna get a lot of Jews. You can find it on YouTube. Here it go right here. Hollywoodism. Check that out. You can thank me later. All right, so let's get to it, man. Here's one I haven't even read it yet, man. Y'all can read along with me. But I seen the headline, said I got to bring this one out because when we see this, we are ready. Iran launches war games with 200 attack helicopters and missiles as Israel tensions rage and U.S. warships gather in the Mediterranean. Look, this is the biggest problem, or this is the biggest factor of getting this World War III officially cracking on paper. You know, they're refusing to acknowledge that we're at World War III right now, despite the fact that America is bombing and hitting Iranian targets in Syria. You know, despite their saying that American troops got hit up and they've been injured by attacks from Hezbollah. You know, the fact that they're actually engaging in war already, man, they're sending over battleships and all this other stuff. And they say, oh, no, we're not at war yet. Not yet. They're at war, man. World War III has already started. Let's keep it real. I said that last year, just with the Ukraine Russia war, with the involvement of NATO and Russia. You know, there's multiple nations that's involved in this, man, from funding it through proxy or actually boots on the ground. Remember, Slow Biden even said, when you start sending planes and tanks and, you know, all this other stuff, we're talking World War III. Remember that? Do I got that? Hold on. We're talking World War III. I'm not even gonna go there. Y'all remember. Slow Biden said it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I was about to pull it up on him. But if he says it, and next thing you know, man, here come the Abrams tanks, here come the F-16s. Now, by his own definition, he said, man, World War III has already started. So what are we talking about? But Iran now, one of the biggest proponents of war. See, even if we're talking of this war right now, remember this. Remember this in Ezekiel 38, 4 and 5. And the Most High said, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, speaking about Russia. They're going to be controlled. They're going to have hooks in their jaws, man. The Most High is going to have complete control over their operations, whether it's from warfare, this BRICS economy that they're trying to institute and collaborate with China and Brazil and South Africa and India. You know, all of this is towards economic warfare. Actual physical warfare is all on the table. He says, I'm going to put hooks in thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia and Libya with them, all them with shield and helmet. So Persia, meaning Iran, is also going to be gathered as a great company with bucklers and shields, handling swords, all sorts of armor. They're going to be prepared for war as well. Dropping down to verse 7, it says, be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So all these particular nations, man, that are aligning themselves up with Russia, it said that they have to be prepared for war, and Russia is going to be a guard, meaning a protector and a shielding for them. They're going to be, quote unquote, big bro for the rest of these other nations, man, who are going to be involved in conflicts that's going to have Russia being involved in them. We'll see more about that in a minute. But let's look at this. It said, we are ready. Iran launches war games 200 attack helicopters, missiles, right? So it said Iran has staged massive war games with 200 helicopters, missiles launchers, attention rates over Israel. Tanks, aircraft, and troops were deployed by the Islamic Republic for exercise dubbed Authority 1402. So they're running drills. They're running here you go. Iranian force prepares to air assault during a ground force drill. They got the helicopters on deck, testing their weapons and their missiles. It comes as unprecedented tensions rage in the Middle East, with fears Iran could join the war raging between Israel and Hamas. Commander-in-Chief of the Iranian army, Abdul Rahim Mousavi, said, "We are always ready to deal with threats," reported Iranian state media. Israel launched a massive raid on Gaza last night, sending troops and tanks streaming across the border after a massive aerial blitz. Iran is feared to potentially intervene either directly or via its proxy terror groups such as Hezbollah. So Iran is acknowledging, they said, man, we're ready to go. And we're always ready to deal with the threat. So this could really escalate, man. This could really escalate. Well, let's see what happens. So I just wanted to share that one because I hadn't read that one, but I seen it. Let's look at some of the other headlines that's on deck right now. You know what? Let me shrink myself down so y'all can see the article a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So these are some of the recent headlines right now, just as of today. 2 hours ago, Gaza, ground shaking as IDF enters a new stage in Hamas war. Gallant, the expansion of the IDF, that's the Israel Defense Foundation. I forgot what the IDF, Israel Defense something F. I forgot the F. Whatever. The expansion of IDF's operational activity furthers the war's goals. So the ground attack and the ground invasion has been promised for the last damn near week and a half, almost 2 weeks. It began last night. Interestingly enough, they decided to do it on the Sabbath evening. I thought they were the real Jews, man. They ain't supposed to be fighting on the Sabbath. They initiated the attack, man. It used to be the other way around. But the Greeks would be attacking us on our Sabbath and all of that. Now, all of a sudden, they're saying we're going to be the ones who's moving on the Sabbath. Very interesting. Israeli Defense Force, the what? Israeli Defense Force, the water, brother. So it says now, Gaza, they're talking, they said that there is missiles and bombs dropping every minute over there right now. I mean, the pride and the arrogancy of the Israeli Defense Force is unbelievable. They do know that there's 200 and what is it now? I believe I think they had 220 hostages. They let go 4. So they bare minimum, they got 216 hostages still over there. And they're bombing away, right? They haven't evacuated the northern. They're trying to get everybody to get to the southern region of Gaza. They haven't been able to evacuate everybody. So the innocent women, children, men who are not involved in Hamas are getting bombed. But they don't care. They're killing their own people. They don't care. They have what's known as the Hannibal Doctrine, where they say in times of crisis, or they have some of their own kidnapped or whatever. They are preparing themselves to destroy. They can destroy the captives or whatnot. I believe that's what they say. See that? Israel's Hannibal Doctrine, accusations of killing his own citizens. Today. Just dropped today. The Hannibal Doctrine, a term that sends shivers down the spine of many. An Israeli citizen has reportedly been executed by Israeli forces, a move that ostensibly allows them to kill their own to prevent them from falling into enemy hands. Hello? But they're always going to blame. Oh, no. Hamas did it. Wasn't us. But they already have an operational plan that says, look, we'll kill our own if need be for the greater good. Now, supposedly they stopped it in 2016, but I mean, can we really trust them? Because apparently they're over here bombing away, and there's innocent people still within the region, and they still got hostages. So I don't think they got rid of it. Look at this. Hamas arm wing says Israel stalled on a possible deal over hostages. So Hamas said they were ready to talk about a deal dealing with the hostages, and Israel stalled, called it off, and then went straight forward with the ground invasion. So who's really the victim? Who's really the aggressor? Who's really the ones who's out of control at this point? You draw your own conclusion. Look at Turkey's a Trojan. Israel is an occupier. Hamas not a terrorist organization. So the head of Turkey, he's came out and gave his understanding of where he's standing. So now you got Turkey involved. You've got Iran involved. You've got Saudi Arabia involved. Russia involved. China involved. All of them are saying we stand behind Palestine. South Africa. I seen a video, man. The president of South Africa was going in on the Israelis and standing behind Palestine because he said, man, they are living the same type of occupation that we had in South Africa, man. We're dealing with apartheid, man. He said, we know what that's like. And they're dealing with it over there, man. So we standing behind them. Here's another one. Into the war zone, missiles every minute, buildings crushed and roaring tanks on the brutal front line of Israel's invasion in all but name. So these are just some of the headlines, man, I had to pick up this morning because, like I said, the news cycle is moving so dang fast, man. You got to keep up. Every minute is bombs dropping over there right now. Now look at this. Real danger. 6 terrifying steps that could see Gaza crisis spiral into World War III with Brit and U.S. boots on the ground. Hello? So is it World War III now? I mean, U.S. and British boots are on the ground right now. The biggest supporters of the GMO movement from the British Empire in 1917 that helped them negotiate and get the deal done for the Balfour Declaration. The British going over there, going to war and slaughtering some of the Palestinians, getting them out the way, telling them, hey, we're moving them up in here, man. Anybody got a problem with it? Let's handle it. The U.S. takes over and they're paying them billions of dollars every year, man. They got the biggest mouth on the teat of the Great Horde. They're over there guzzling the poison out the double D's. Israel. As they're having massive, gay parades going on over there, man. All kind of madness. The defiling our land, having festivals and partying out on the Sabbath. I mean, come on. Continuing on here. It says the 6 terrifying steps that could see Gaza crisis spiral into World War III. So this is the ex-Navy chief, man. He says these are the top 6 things that we could look to see where and how this could escalate to World War III. He said the number one thing is Israel overreacts. Predicting what could take place in the next days, weeks, or months, the former Navy chief predicts it could kick off with a heavy-handed, high civilian casualty approach by Israel. Is that not happening right now? We've seen with the bombing of the hospital. Oh, they say no, that was the Palestinians, man. Hamas did that. They bombed their own hospital, right? We're seeing and hearing otherwise. A whole lot of propaganda and a whole lot of proof that says otherwise. So they've already done that. They're bombing every minute over there. Civilians are getting killed over there. They got tanks on the ground. So has Israel overreacted? I think so. Cutting off food, water, energy. They've gone beyond being not carrying on with humanitarian efforts. I mean, the UN has already came out and said, man, both of y'all are breaking the laws in regards to humanitarian efforts. So Israel clearly has overreacted. So check one. War spreads to Lebanon. Iran-backed Hezbollah has a strong military and political group on Lebanon and has already fought a devastating war against Israel in 2006 that claimed 1,200 lives. So we just seen Iran come out and say, we're ready. The war is already extended damn near to the borders of Lebanon right now. Iran is ramped up their training and their drills. They're ready to get ready for war. And it's spreading. So we can check that one off. Assad and Putin team up with the possibility of Lebanon in shambles. The next step could be for a Russian-backed Syria to join in, Lord West suggested. Oh, really? Well, we just got through seeing that Russia's going to be a guard unto Iran. Is going to be a guard unto some of the other nations that could be involved in this warfare. Turkey, we've seen them already come out and say, man, we're standing with Palestine. So check. A war with Iran. A nation hell-bent on destruction. Lord West believes Iran could, quote, try to use her ability to inspire terrorism in other countries to provoke attacks on Israel. Well, we see Iran already came out, said they're ready for war. Global protests of support for Palestine, Hamas is evident. They're concerned about Hamas and Saudi Arabia creating a unified Islamic state where the Shiite and the Sunnis drop their differences, come together, all to fight against the nations. They won't acknowledge that until it happens, but that's what their fear is. So, if war with Iran cracks off, World War III is a guarantee. The U.S. and UK enter the fight. The U.S. and UK have already sent military and naval forces to support Israel in their fight against Hamas and to reinforce regional stability. So that's already happened. Check. Saudi Arabia being forced in. This is the sixth one. The last step to a terrifying puzzle of pieces that could plunge the world into war would be for Saudi Arabia to step into the chaos. So right now, it's fair to say at least 4 out of the 6 has already been taken care of. Moving towards the other 6. If his expertise is on point, then we're on a fast track to World War III. No doubt about it. Look at this. Massive rocket barrage on Tel Aviv leaves over 1 million Israelis scrambling for shelter. Oh, how tragic. Meanwhile, they're launching missiles every minute. They're going back and forth. So 1 million Israelis are scrambling for shelter. Fighting appears to be ramping back up as Hamas launched a massive rocket barrage at Israel, wounding 5 and sending more than 1 million running for shelter. I'll be scratching my head trying to figure out, man, what's going on with these damn rocket attacks? Because they're talking about barrages. We see buildings collapsing. We're seeing grounds being exploded, cars being destroyed. People with busted heads and scrambling around. Now, they're saying that there was a massive rocket barrage. Now, if you say massive, man, I'm assuming that this had to have been 20, 30, 40, maybe even more rockets that got launched, right? And they say only 5 people got wounded. What am I missing here? That you can have all of these missiles and only 5 people got hurt? Not died, but hurt? And 1 million people running for shelter. It's unbelievable how these numbers be balancing out, man. I don't know. But I don't know if this is the Israeli media trying to downplay their losses and not being honest about how many people are actually getting hit and dying, or I don't know. But just to say 5 people got injured from a massive rocket barrage, that would make us feel like, well, hey, shit, our chances of surviving rocket launches and missiles is good. I'm not tripping. I can't tell. Look at this. Hamas launched a massive rocket barrage on Tuesday afternoon, injuring at least 5 Israelis. Emergency services said Israelis were wounded in separate incidences in Halan, Tel Aviv, Kfar Saba, Be'er Yaakov, and Yavne. While the Paraz sent more than 1 million running for cover, all of the wounded were said to be lightly injured. Lightly injured. I mean, it sounds like propaganda to me, but I don't know. Dropping down here, the rocket attacks on Israel's large population centers come on Hamas-run medical authorities in Gaza says 700 people have been killed by Israeli airstrikes in the last day. You see how they pump their numbers up? In a day, they say they killed 700, and then vice versa. When it comes down to them getting hit, only 5 people were lightly injured. They can't see us. I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Iron Will. Israel's war in Gaza is do or die, says Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, after a vow to cut off the head of the snake of Iran. So now here he is invoking Iran into this war, talking about cutting off the head of the snake is do or die, meaning this is it. This is the end. He's talking like that. He said the war in Gaza is do or die for his country as he addressed troops on the border of Lebanon with Lebanon. Netanyahu made the remarks as Israeli forces stepped up airstrikes ahead of a looming ground invasion of the Gaza Strip. Netanyahu issued a fierce warning to the Lebanon-based group as he spoke to the commandos. He said starting a war against Israel would bring counterstrikes of, quote, unimaginable magnitude that would wreak, quote, devastation upon Lebanon. See, so he's throwing out the threats. He's throwing out all of this, hyped up talk, right? But this is, remember, Mosai said about the pride. They're running out there talking about they're going to cut off the head of the snake. They the head of the damn snake. Unbelievable. I mean, Revelation 12, the red dragon, I mean, they're the snake. I mean, what's going on here? Anyway, so this is where we're at right now, man. The headlines are talking more desperate, more engulfing. Total destruction of nations, peoples, lands, so forth and so on right now. Herzog confirms Israel found Hamas files with instructions for making chemical weapons. So Israeli President Isaac Herzog, he's saying that, we found Hamas is going to be making chemical weapons, which is against international laws when it comes down to warfare. Let alone, I mean, let's not say that they, the so-called white man didn't use chemical warfare against our people, i.e. smallpox, i.e. Tuskegee with syphilis, i.e. Radiation treatment therapies. I mean, come on. What are we talking about? No chemical warfare. They've been using it. Biological agents being used against us for centuries now. So now they're saying, oh, well, I found some files and instructions that they're going to be making chemical weapons. A cyanide dispersion device. See, that's when they go out there and they misdirect and they throw out some folly, man, and say, yeah, they're going to take it to the next level. Okay, watch this, though. Down here it says the authenticity of the Hamas file could not be independently verified by Axios, but Israeli officials have previously said they wouldn't share information with allies if they didn't think it was authentic and reliable. So here they are saying, oh, well, we wouldn't put it out there if we didn't think it was true, even though they can't authenticate the information. So are we going to trust our enemies on this one? I didn't think so. But look at this. Israel-Palestine war. Israel plans to flood Hamas tunnels with nerve gas, a source says. So who's using chemical warfare again? Who's got the plans? And you know that those hostages are down there? Hit them with the nerve gas too, huh? Okay, well, let's see. Palestinian groups expect Israel to flood Hamas tunnels with a type of nerve gas or chemical weapon under the surveillance of U.S. Delta Force commandos as part of a surprise attack on the Gaza Strip. A senior Arab source familiar with the Palestinian groups told Middle East Eye, Israel and the U.S. hope to achieve the element of surprise in order to penetrate Hamas tunnels, rescue an estimated 220 hostages, and kill thousands of soldiers belonging to Hamas al-Qassam brigades, the source said, noting that the information they received came from a leak originating in the U.S. Oh, the information came from a leak that came from the U.S. But it says the Middle East can't independently verify the information in the leak. So even they can't get to the complete sources. What we do know is that they're both flirting with chemical warfare. But when it comes down to who has the nerve to use it, no pun intended, well, we know that the so-called white man and the Israelis will, because they already got a doctrine that says that they will sacrifice their own for the greater good. So believe what you want to believe, but it looks to me as though this nerve gas may have some legs to it. Middle East crisis, Russia and China hope to turn the tables on the U.S. So they're talking about Russia and China utilizing this as a building block for them to get more power in the Middle East, turning the tables on the U.S. because we know the U.S. has got their hands all in the pockets or all in the hands of, Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, Iran. I mean, not Iran, Israel, and other nations, Jordan, I believe, which is an ally of America. I mean, they got their hands over there. So Russia and China sliding over there saying, hey, y'all don't like how things is going. We don't either. We're the big dogs over here in the East. You want to come join us? See, look at this. Beijing has sent an envoy to the region who has highlighted support for the Palestinian cause. So China's already sent an envoy of ships over there. But who else did? Oh, America? Oh, yeah, they sent theirs over there as well. Jonathan Fulton, an expert at the Atlantic Council on China's role in the Middle East, said that Beijing, in its messaging, saw the crisis as an opportunity to score points on the U.S. Well, we know that they're going to do that. Remember in 2 Ezra 15, it says that, oh, Asia, thou wretch, they want to live like Babylon. Let's go there real quick. They're going to operate and utilize the same tactics as their predecessor, America, and model themselves after the way of the great whore. And let's read right here. Verse 46. So it says, 2 Ezra 15:46, and thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon and art the glory of her person. So they're going to try to emulate the glory of Babylon by carrying on with the same tactics that America uses. And they're a partaker of the hope of Babylon. That's why they go out there and they have these labs that they go drumming up, things in there that could harm people. You know what I'm talking about. This is why they have the social credit score. This is why they kind of put themselves on the petri dish and put their nations on the petri dish to experiment and do everything that they can from population control. Yeah, they had the one-child policy where they told everybody you can only have one child. Well, America would love to do the same. That's why they promote abortions, all that in Planned Parenthood in our neighborhoods. Because what? We don't die, we multiply. Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man, you can't stop us. But they try their damnedest. Remember Psalms 83. They're coming confederate against us that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. China's already practiced that. So they're partakers in the hope of Babylon. They invest in land and all kind of businesses over here, man, to keep America afloat, buying up their bonds and all kind of debt. And they say out the glory of a person, because what do they emulate? They love this damn white man so damn much, man. You see some of the Moabites over there, man, they bleaching their skin, they dyeing their hair, they doing everything, trying to look like white folks, man. You look at Asian TV, only the light ones is on TV. I mean, they do it all. But what did the Most High say? Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers. So that's why they're running around trying to say, well, I'm the new hoe on the block. We'll come over. Hey, Palestine, come on over here to us. I'll take care of you. I'm the new gray whore. There's only one, but they're trying to commit themselves to whoredom with the nations. They want the nations to drink of they damn Shaoxing wine. You know what I'm saying? the daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. You see? Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High, he's going to send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Xi Jinping thinks they got a chance to be the next world power. Hell no. That ain't happening. The Most High said, man, they're going to get hit with famine, plague, pestilence, death, and the whole nine, because you want to be like the damn white man. So let's look at this and continue on. It says, he said China likely hoped and turned to win support in the Arab and Islamic world for its priorities, sidelining Taiwan, the self-governing democracy claimed by Beijing, and rejecting U.S.-backed allegation that Beijing is committing genocide against the Uyghur Muslims. Nobody's expecting Russia to produce. So China's thing is they're trying to win points with and allegiances with the Arab and Islamic world to get them to stand, back them. Coming up in 2024, you got Iran and Saudi Arabia is joining the BRICS, along with Argentina, I think Egypt, and two other countries. So they're gaining points. So that's China's angle, and them trying to destabilize the U.S. Control and influence in the Middle East. And here's what they say about Russia. It says nobody's expecting Russia to produce any results here, any kind of ceasefire, or any role in trying to negotiate the release of hostages, said Eugene Rumer, the director of the Russia and Eurasia program at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. So they said that Russia is pleased with how things are going. They said they ain't trying to negotiate no peace or nothing. They looking to take advantage of the whole situation, as they are puppeteering, letting China take the lead. Because why? Putin is already engaged in the war right now. His name has already been dragged through the mud. He got a warrant out for his arrest. So he's not the face of diplomacy out there in the world right now. So he's utilizing Xi Jinping. Let China go out there and be the face of the operation. And he said, I'm not doing nothing. No. He spoke out against the Israelis and how they was treating and occupying Palestine, and told them, man, you operate in the same fashion that you spoke against and you still hold to this day about, concentration camps and, Nazi being treated unfairly by the Nazis and all this other stuff. He's like, man, you doing the same thing to these people. Now you need to slow down and knock it off, man, because otherwise it's going to get ugly out here. Bombing hospitals and all of that. It was like, man, you're out of control. And we're not going to stop anybody from destroying you. Matter of fact, we might help fund it. That's how Russia's feeling. Look at this. U.S. ready plans for mass evacuations if Gaza war escalates. So notice this. They're telling everybody in the U.S., get ready for mass evacuations because it might escalate. This was 3 days ago. Oh, and then guess what happened? Guess what happened yesterday? U.S. strikes 2 facilities linked to Iranian-backed militias in Syria following a series of attacks on U.S. forces in the Middle East. The U.S. tells everybody get out 3 days ago, and then yesterday they go bombing. So they telegraph their moves. And notice what they said. And if they're wondering is the U.S. at war right now? We just seen the U.S. and the U.K. got boots on the ground. There's been attacks on U.S. forces. Remember last week, there was one in Syria. There was one in Yemen. And there was another one in, I can't remember the third one. But nonetheless, there was like 3 attacks on U.S. near U.S. bases or whatnot last week. So now they coming back and they strike 2 facilities linked to Iran. So by definition, it would seem as though the U.S. and Iran are involved in this war. When you've got missile attacks and bombs going back and forth and troops on the ground, you don't call that war? I mean, what are we talking about? See, the press and all of them is trying to ease up because they don't want the word of the Lord to be declared and saying, yes, the third woe that the Bible, Revelation talked about in Revelation 11, I think in 16 it might be. Not verse 16, but I think the chapter. It's coming to pass. Oh, them crazy niggas in Hispanics, man, to be talking on the corners, yelling and talking about this at the end. America's going to be destroyed. We can't make them be right. Oh, no. Let's just keep tiptoeing around this. I can't tell. The strikes carried out by a pair of F-16 fighter jets using precision-guided munitions targeted at weapons and ammunition storage facility in Abu Kamal, near the border between Syria and Iraq. So now it's extended beyond Israel and Palestine. Intelligence shows Iranian-backed militias are ready to ramp up their attacks against U.S. forces in the Middle East. Hello? It said against the U.S. forces in the Middle East. They ain't talking about Israel no more. This is a whole nother war that's already been enacted between Iran and America. America is a job and objective is to step in if Iran gets busy because Israel can't handle Iran. They can't mess with Iran right now. So America got to jump in and say, well, if they get in, then we'll come and help you. So they're already having little skirmishes and fights on the sidelines. So let's continue. Fears of a wider war grow as the Kremlin says U.S. strikes in Syria are a very bad sign. Oh, so Russia comes out and says, hold on, that was a bad sign that America went and bombed Syria. This means that the war could expand, get larger, involve more nations, i.e. World War III. Hello? Fears of a wider war grow as Kremlin says U.S. strikes in Syria are a very bad sign of a, quote, broader regional tensions and defends inviting Hamas delegation to Moscow after Israel described the decision as deplorable. Did you see how Russia planned on that? They invited the heads of Hamas to come and chop it up in Russia. So we see here again, remember, Iran and Russia being the guard unto them. See, Iran is big brother for the Palestinians and Russia's big brother to Iran. So by default, Hamas falls under the umbrella of Russia. So when the Russians say, come on over here, let's talk, Israel's like, this is deplorable. How dare you? Oh, but you got no problem with slow Biden and Blinken coming over there, coming to talk to you and telling you, we just signed a bill. We got billions coming your way. We're giving you 2 more batteries for your Iron Dome. We're going to make sure that you wipe out all of them damn dirty sand niggas over there. Oh, that's not deplorable, man. That's okay. You can have talks with your backers and your allies, but they can't. Very interesting. The Kremlin has spoken out about U.S. airstrikes on 2 Iranian-controlled sites in eastern Syria, saying it would rather stoke rising tensions in the Middle East. Man. So Russia's stirring up the pot. China deploys 6 warships to the Middle East over fears Israel crisis could spark World War III. I mean, let's stop it with the sparking. The spark has already been lit, man. I mean, the spark is already there. There's a nice little ember kindling right now. Just hasn't spread to a wildfire yet. But China then sent over 6 warships to help defend the Palestinians and show their solidarity. So it's just gaining more steam, man. More steam. Israel strikes Syria after rockets fired toward the Golan Heights. So not only has America launched strikes on Syria, so is Israel, which is only going to lead more closer to Iran jumping in and saying, this is enough. Enough. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's continue. Starving Gazans are going to start killing each other for food. Do you see? This is the type of thing when we talked about earlier, wisdom and the knowledge, these are the things that come from the Most High. Remember, we read that in Daniel 2. And then Isaiah 33 lets us know. When you see these types of things, man, and warfare is jumping off, civil unrest, starvation, these are the type of things that we got to look at and say, well, how or am I prepared for when that comes here? Because it's going to come here. That's prophesied. The Most High, America's going to get hit with devastating plagues, poverty, famine, so forth and so on. You know, just because you can go to McDonald's and get a 2 for $5 or whatever the hell's going on, does not mean that this place is not going to get hit with undescribable destruction and plague. So we look at what's going on over there. Remember, they cut off the food, they cut off the internet, they cut off the water, they cut off the supplies for over a week. They were restricting the Egyptian border. They shut themselves down. Like they just opened it up, starting to get in a little supplies here or there, right? But this is what they're saying. This is how the people are looking at it right now. Starving Gazans are going to start killing each other over food. Desperate residents warn as Israel pounds Hamas and Hezbollah in a wave of airstrikes. So the Israelis, they don't give a damn. They're like, cool, make our job easier. Kill each other over food. Well, we read that's going to happen here as well. It's going to be worldwide. It's going to be worldwide. I'm down to read this every week. Why? Because I need this reminder myself. 2 Ezra 14. We just going back up some. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. So we're seeing the essences of war going on right now. Sword destruction is near. One people standing up fighting against another. This is why we're seeing it in the realms of a religious war. When you're talking about the Jews against the Muslims. And then you're seeing it just as a cultural and a people war, occupational war. You're seeing it from a governmental standpoint. You're seeing it from a civil war standpoint between the Russians and the Ukrainians. You're just seeing people fighting against each other. Swords in their hands, meaning weapons in their hands, right? For there shall be a sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their princes, their kings, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are going to do whatever it takes to survive. They're not going to care about authority. They're not going to care about rules, regulations. See, look at it. Sedition. Conduct or language inciting rebellion against the authority of a state. Insurrection, rebellion. I mean, this is what we're seeing right now. Not only is it just going on with the protest for Palestine, but look at how many of these strikes that we've been having just economically here. UPS, Kaiser, the United Auto Workers. I'm sure I'm missing some more. They had Amazon strikes. I mean, people are in an uproar all throughout the world. France had massive strikes and protests going on over there. I mean, we're constantly having protests every time a so-called Negro gets killed in the streets by the police. Insurrection and rebellion. People aren't going to be paying attention to anything that's going on as far as maintaining order in the world. There's going to be sedition among men, invading one another. They're not going to regard their kings and princes. The course of their action going to stand in the hand. A man shall desire to go into a city and not be able. We're seeing that already over there in Palestine. I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute, but just what happened over there in Maine with the Edomite that shot, killed 18 and wounded dozens of others. They locked down the whole damn city, restricting people's movements, telling them stay in the house for one person. Now imagine if they say, oh, we got sleeper cells coming over here. They done cross the border, bombs going off, stabbings happening in this city, that city, people get shot. You see what they're going to do when they let off these quote unquote lone wolf attacks, and the type of power that they're going to exercise, they're going to extremes now. It's not, hey guys, be careful. If you see something, say something. Call 911. We're putting out a reward for if anybody sees this person. They ain't doing that no more. Every little threat now, we're going to see they're ramping up the essences of lockdown. They've locked down the Palestinians over there, right? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So this isn't going to be the only time you see headlines like this moving forward. They're talking about the Gazans are over there starving, man, and really damn near ready to kill each other over food that was just cut off by the Israelis. The Israelis are the ones who got the ability to throw some food out there, but they like, hell no, let them kill each other. Let it turn into bread and circuses. Let it get barbaric. Oh, but these are supposed to be the holy people, man, the righteous people. Remember? Imagine that. Look at this. Gaza residents warn of horrendous conditions under siege and bombardment, but Israel refuses to end its incessant bombing campaigns and dismantle Hamas. A Palestinian man who moved from the UK back to Gaza just months before Hamas' October 7th attack on Israel has warned people will start killing each other for food unless Israel's blockade of the bombarded strip is relaxed. Imad Abu Asi, who is currently sheltering from Israeli bombs in a small flat stuffed full of 50 people in Khan Yunis, told the BBC in a voice note, I reckon in the next 2 to 3 days, people are going to start killing each other for a bit of food here. I mean, how I talked about famines. I mean, this is just a preview of seeing the lengths that people are willing to go to survive. You know, these people are supposed to be united just under quote unquote Islam alone. But that false religion, that ain't gonna matter when it comes down to time to eat. Babies are starving, stomachs growling, wife is cussing you out, talking about go get us something to eat. All of that's out the window when it comes down to survival. Think about that. Look at this. It says you go to buy a bit of bread, you'll see people stabbing each other just for the sake of a bag of bread. And that's just forced occupation, forced famine. That's going to come here. Make no mistake about it. Just remember and think about these things when you're thinking about wisdom, understanding, preparation, what to do when it comes down to these two particular points in periods, because warfare is coming here. There's going to be civil war. There's going to be race wars. There's going to, once a white man, especially when he comes over here and says, man, that's it. Second Amendment has been suspended. All firearms have to be, submitted in. These white folks, man, going to lose their damn minds. You got Edomites, man, with $10,000, $100,000 worth of guns, ammunition, $1 million worth of guns, ammunition. You think they giving that up? That ain't happening. They're going to rally. The good old boys going to rally down south and up north and everywhere else, man, and going to establish themselves, they little militias. And they're going to think they're back in 1776 again. Warfare is going to be riding up over here, man. Niggas is going to be out here fighting and killing each other with food and starvation. And it's going to be hell on earth, man. And we're seeing, just a preview, seeing what's going on over there. This is what is coming down the pipeline. Hezbollah, Israel's monster to the north, Iran-backed terror group that could join the war in the region, is 10 times stronger than Hamas with 200,000 missiles, rockets, and mortars. This is why, the U.S. is entering into the fray, because Iran is going to use Hezbollah to jump in this war, man, and get Hamas's back. And that's why I said Israel can't mess with them. They're going to need help. They said they're 10 times stronger than Hamas, and they're over there struggling with them right now. 200,000 rockets and mortars, man. So when you read about Hezbollah, this is who the big player is dealing with Iran. And America's trying to intervene and stop it from getting to that particular point. But Iran we just seen them said we're ready. So we got to see where this is going to go. Now look at this. Look at this. So they released 2 hostages the other day, and Israeli woman, 85. What is she doing over here? Shaking the hand of her quote unquote captor. I mean, you trying to tell me that she got Stockholm syndrome in a matter of a week and a half? You seen the video where they was talking about the disgusting video of Hamas soldiers with Israeli infants. We talked about the 40 babies heads chopped off. That we're still looking for that. They tried to run that game. That ain't happened. We seen in the what was the girl's name? Nakaya testimony. I think I forgot her name. Nakaya, something like that. But her testimony with the Iraq war, talking about she's seen the Iraqi soldiers with the babies in the incubators and killing them and forcing America to jump on in. See, so many things ain't even running rampant right now, man. We see the Israeli soldiers picking them up, man, giving them water, patting them on the back, man, wrapping up their ankles and helping them. And here's this poor little 85-year-old Israeli woman. Look at it, Israeli woman, 85, who wished peace on her Hamas captors, reveals the degrading abuse. See how they flipped it all of a sudden? In the headline, it's contradictory. She wishing peace on her captors, says she reveals the degrading abuse they inflicted on her that left her struggling to breathe, but could not strip her of her love for fellow man. Oh my goodness. They are just so loving, man. The Israeli, they can do no wrong, man. The GMO is good for you. No, it won't give you cancer. No, it won't, jack you up. No, see, Tamara, you got it. I'm gonna post your comment just so that everybody can see, not just me. Absolutely true. She says they treated her well. First, they try to say, oh, when they got her out, they was beating her with sticks and she was all jacked up, right? But I can't tell. I don't see a bruise on the woman. They said, man, they inflicted. She could barely breathe. She was all jacked up. Meanwhile, she come out saying peace and shalom and shaking her hand. She said, man, they treated them very nicely. You see here? Yocheved said she shook the hand of the Hamas terrorists because they, quote, treated us very nicely. Does she have a reason to lie? She's been freed. I mean, why would she lie? Should she still be in fear? Shaking her hands and all? I mean, come on, man. Yocheved Lifshitz. What a name. And Nurit Cooper, 79, were released by Hamas on Monday. They were among more than 200 people taken into Gaza on October 7th. And these are the same people that they're talking about allegedly using nerve gas on to get them up out of them tunnels. These are the same people that they're ready to go ahead and destroy under the Hannibal doctrine. And they're over there getting treated well. I mean, where are they getting this narrative? You know where they get the narrative from, man. Why am I saying a rhetorical question? Why am I saying rhetorical question, man? You see it. We see it. Sister Tamara put it in there, man. Come on. See, and this is the type of things that's going on. And they try to flip it because they want to say, oh, she just could not strip her love for fellow man, even though they was abusing her and damn near ready to rape her 85-year-old stank butt. Oh, yeah. Look how nice the Israeli people are, man. Through all tribulation and hell, man, they still love everybody. Which will tug on the heartstrings of the world to say, we've got to stop those terrorists. How dare they help these innocent people? I mean, come on. You see it through the smoke screens, man. Let's continue. Russia captures U.S. weaponry handed to Ukraine in nightmare blow for Joe Biden. Another mishap under slow Biden. The Russians, man, that took weapons that was meant for Ukraine. They got them now. And slow Biden says, "Hey, can you approve a budget for another $100 billion?" My bad on that one. Unbelievable. I mean, this is why this is for the Democrat Edomites and heathens out there, man. Vote Joe Biden 2024, man. Israelites, man, you better stay away from them damn voting polls. It's against the law. But for you heathen out there, man, if you get a little glimpse of this video, man, go vote for slow Biden, man, because he's definitely gonna be the guaranteed linchpin that gets pulled out to destroy this place. I want slow Biden next year. I'm not done with him yet. I mean, if he lives, man, it's guaranteed he's gonna run America into the damn dirt. Either that or get Trump over here. Because Trump will definitely get World War III cracking, man. I don't know about nobody else. But Russia's captures U.S. weaponry handed to Ukraine in a nightmare blow for slow Biden. Great job, Snow Biden. Russia's released images of U.S. and German-made heavy artillery seized in the front line in Ukraine, describing the vehicles as, quote, trophies. In a taunt to Kiev's allies in the West, the Russian Defense Ministry detailed how the equipment, Leopard 2 tanks and Bradley fighting vehicles, was captured during a battle in the Zaporizhia region. Alongside a short clip, the ministry said in a statement, Leopard tanks and Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, these are our trophies. Oh my goodness, man. Slow Biden does it again. Man. So they're over there sending these Leopard tanks, man, supposed to be difference makers in the war, man, and Russia's over there jacking them. So good luck on that one, Slow. U.S. renews warning it would defend the Philippines after incidents with Chinese vessels in South China Sea. So another arm stretch that, the tentacles of this damn dragon got to go reach out to. 10 heads, seven horn. 7 heads, 10 crowns. And look at this. He's stretching himself thin, and now he's got to go over here to not only defend Taiwan from China, now he got to defend the Philippines. Now he got to go to defend Israel, or the Israelis, I should say. Oh, now you got to go defend the Ukrainians. Yes, keep it going, man. Stretch yourself out thin. Make America more vulnerable for attack. Make America more weaker by getting engaged in multiple wars throughout the world. That's how America is going to be disabled and broke down. Look at Rome, its predecessor. Very eerily similar patterns that's happening that led to the destruction of Rome. All of a sudden here, America is finding themselves under the same type of issues. So the United States renewed a warning Monday that it would defend the Philippines in the case of an armed attack under a 1951 treaty after Chinese ships blocked and collided with 2 Filipino vessels off a contested shoal in the South China Sea. Look at that. So another war could be cracking off. See, one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, man. America's going to be involved in one of these damn wars. And once they do, that's it. So they're stressed in right now. And they're running over there trying to help France in Africa with all of the uprising that's happening over there, trying to boot out the colonizers from all the French colonies over there. So, hey, good luck, man. Now look at this. I'm gonna take y'all down the rabbit hole real quick on this, man. I said it last week or so? Where Lloyd Austin, Eric Adams, and one of them damn Edomite politicians was talking about, we got to be ready for lone wolf attacks, man. The Palestinians are sliding through the border. We're letting in 1,200 a day in California, 10,000 a day in Texas and they're coming through New York and we don't know who's who, man. Be prepared. And I said, they need to be worried about their own. Anybody remember me saying that? And I specifically talked about the white woman that walked into the police station and started shooting. Look, the week after that, here comes this guy in Lewiston, Maine. 22 dead at the time. That was the number that they had. They dropped it down to 18. And they said that there's dozens injured, right? Robert Card. So this, I think, happened on Wednesday. Edomite ran up in the bowling alley in the bar, start spraying down his own. Now, because of that, and this is why I said, and we just read in 2 Ezra 15 about a man designed to go into a city and not be able. Many of y'all know they locked Maine down for one person. Locked him down. Now, according to AP, while authorities didn't disclose the specifics of the firearms used for their source, the impact of the incident rippled through communities, leading to the closure of schools, doctors' offices, grocery stores, and residents staying behind locked doors, even in cities up to 50 miles from the scenes of the shootings. Did you hear that? They locked down the whole damn Lewiston, Maine, whole city locked down for one individual. Remember they did that with Christopher Dorn? They didn't do that for California, but you had the J. Christopher Dorner. Ex-police, man, he was on a rampage, man, shooting his revenge shootings on his fellow officers or whatnot, man. I remember that. That was like 05, 06, man. Jakes was out here. Yeah, get them damn dirty ass cops, man. We was cheering the Jake on. And he escaped up into I think Big Bear in the cabin, and they ended up burning the cabin down. They shut him in and burned the cabin down. But one Jake, man, and they was running with the story, man. Oh, he's armed and dangerous. This guy is not to be messed with. Everybody be careful, blah, 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 blah. They had the whole city on edge. But they didn't lock anything down. They didn't lock anything down. Dorner. Remember this guy? Remember his brother? Now, they locked down the whole damn city in Maine for one person. And I remember this going on for this brother. And they was running with the headlines, man. They was, hey, be careful. Wild ex-cop is out here killing everybody. Right? And of course, Jake, we was running around and like, man, he ain't trying to kill us. He killing you wicked ass cops. We ain't worried about none of that. But here we see from one incident, you trying to tell me when was the last time? Well, he did have a little mass shooting, man, but I mean, come on. This is what I said, the extremes that they're going towards. For every little crisis, every little emergency is going to happen, they're going to ramp up, and then they're going to create laws that say, well, hey, well, you know what? We need to pass this. Because otherwise, everybody's going to die. Preparations. Schools closed. Doctors' offices closed. Grocery stores. You can't imagine. You was just going to go to the grocery store because you need some food, man. You're dealing with scraps in the house, man. You ain't got enough. And they say everything's locked down, man. Grocery stores are all closed. We don't know when it's going to open. You can't leave out the house. So don't think about going to your neighbor thinking you can go buy or borrow something and eat with them, stay in the house, lock it down, so forth and so on. Residents staying behind locked doors. It said even cities up to 50 miles away, they was locking down. Look at this. The state's largest city, Portland, shut down public buildings, and the Canada Border Services Agency issued an armed and dangerous alert to its officers stationed along the U.S. border. Streets in Lewiston, and neighboring communities were deserted, and schools remain closed. That's one person, man. Now imagine when you've got massive attacks going on here in America, man. They already saying we're locking it down. You've seen the 10 FEMA regions already, right? Y'all remember those? They already got it sectioned off where they're ready to lock stuff down, man. You understand? There's the FEMA regions. You see the contacts in the heads for everywhere from Denver to Oakland to Seattle, Atlanta, Denton, Texas, Kansas City, you know. FEMA Region 6, FEMA Region 9 here in California. They're going to lock it all down when they're prepared. Just know that. Okay. So that's just one example. That's just one example. You said, look who's number one? Number one is in Boston. But the Pacific Northwest, Maine is over here. I mean, not Northwest. Northeast in the New England area. Maine is over here, right? So, you know, they just ran a nice little drill, nice little test. Yeah, we locked them all down. Schools, everything. For one person. Look at this. Now, crawl down this rabbit hole with me. Crawl down the rabbit hole with me just a little bit. Just a little bit, right? Now, this is something I found online. This is the initial report. You know, now that he's committed, quote unquote, committed suicide. He's dead now. But look at the headline that the Daily Mail issued, and has since been deleted. This is as of yesterday, 6/19, October 27th. 15,000 people happened to catch it, and now it's gone. Maine mass shooter is found dead in the woods with 2 gunshot wounds to his head. Now, if he committed suicide, how is he able to shoot himself twice in the head? Sounds like the suicide of Gary Webb. Y'all remember Gary Webb? You heard that name before? Gary Webb is the reporter that broke all the news about the Iran-Contra scandal and Rick Ross and the drugs that America was funneling into the black communities and exchanging them for weapons. And if you haven't heard about Gary Webb, look up Gary Webb. And he was said to have committed suicide with 2 gunshot wounds to the back of the head. Back of the head. That's how they shut people up. Now, that's since been deleted. Was that an AI mistake? Hey, who knows? Wink, wink. Is that a misprint? Maybe. Who knows? Wink, wink. Now, look at this. Maine mass shooting suspect Robert Card is military firearms instructor who said he heard voices. You guys remember Manchurian Candidate? Remember that movie? Hearing voices in the head. People said, that's just a movie. Really? They had one like in the 60s. Denzel redid it. There you go. Manchurian Candidate, right? Yeah, Manchurian Candidate is a novel by Richard Condon, first published in 1959. It's a political thriller about the son of a prominent U.S. political family who was brainwashed into being an unwitting assassin for a communist conspiracy. Oh, it's just the movies, though, right? But we know about MK Ultra. Yeah, it's just a movie, man. Don't worry about it. Let's look at history.com. Oh, there's real pictures, huh? This made up? Maybe not. Some of y'all know about this. Look, MK Ultra was a top secret CIA project in which the agency conducted hundreds of clandestine experiments, sometimes on unwitting U.S. servants. Oh, to assess the potential use of LSD and other drugs for mind control, information gathering, and psychological torture. Though Project MK Ultra lasted from 1953 until about 1973, details of the illicit program didn't become public until 1975 during a congressional investigation into widespread illegal CIA activities within the United States and around the world. So, is Esau utilizing drugs, propaganda, programming for mind control? It's on record. Yes, they have. We're seeing here your man Robert Card was hearing voices in his head. I'm just saying, come on down the rabbit hole with me, man, if you dare. Slide on down. It's all right. Just something to think about. I mean, Manchurian candidate talking about the son of a politician being used for an assassin. Why would they utilize him, man? Who's Robert Card, man? What connections does he have? Well, let's see. Robert R. Card II, 40, is a sergeant first class in the U.S. Army Reserves and has served since December 2022. According to the military, he was never deployed. He is also a trained firearms instructor, according to an alert released by Maine law enforcement. He was reportedly committed to a mental health facility some months ago and was cleared and released after 2 weeks at the facility, Maine police said. First of all, if you knew that this guy had mental issues and heard voices, why didn't they confiscate all of his weapons? Why didn't they say, "Hey, look, man, you're not fit to have this, man. We're gonna have to go ahead and confiscate your guns, man." Yeah, you've been locked down for 2 weeks, man. Saying you're hearing voices and all kind of stuff going on. We're not gonna do that. But let's take your guns from you, man. We know we know that you're a firearms instructor. We know you got knowledge of these weapons, man. We know you was in the reserves. Sergeant first class, man. We can't just have that in your hands, man. We don't know what's going on with you. Let's take them from you. They didn't do that. They did not do that. They didn't do that. Yeah, William Cooper, Bill Cooper, he got hit too. Yeah, well, the crowd, that's why they're going to change the whole dynamics of this place, man. Notice Slow Biden said you got to build back better. World Economic Forum, under the beast control, they want to control, they want to destroy all of those things, right? So as they use these wind-up dolls, man, to get people out there to create these quote-unquote horrific massacres, you pull on the heartstrings of those who have control and say, we got to stop this. The only way we can is we got to get rid of the guns. We got to restrict. I mean, California's already enacted higher tax, double the taxes if you're buying guns and ammo. So they can't take the guns, but they'll make it more difficult to maintain them and keep them, or even buy a future one, as they let the whole damn state go belly up from San Francisco to LA with massive crime, corruption, and so forth and so on. And then you say, well, you know what? I was anti-gun all this time. I'm going to go, I got to get something for my family. You go there and they telling you, man, yeah, you know what? Shotguns used to be 200, they 800 now. And you're like, damn, I can't afford that. Oh, you need some shells too? Well, you know what? It's 20 plus tax, 22% tax on that too, man. And you're only getting 8 shells a box. How about that? It's gonna make it even more. Oh, inflation and kicked in, man, just to try to maintain. Sorry. You know, but there's more. Never mind. I was gonna say something. Never mind. But anyway, you know, the man had, you know, the guy had all kind of mental issues, man. And they still let him go out there and keep his weapons, do everything he needed to do. And look, first, as soon as it went down, look who pops out. Maine Congressman Jared Golden. Now he's in favor of banning assault weapons. Oh, that means he wasn't at first.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Mayor, as well. My name is Congressman Jared Golden from the town of Lewiston, representing the 2nd Congressional District. Some of you might not recognize me because Congress has been so crazy lately. I haven't gotten a haircut in months. Sometimes things happen that bring your worst nightmares to life. Yesterday, this is what happened to me, Liston. At a time like this, a leader is forced to grapple with things that are far greater than his or herself. Humility is called for as accountability is sought by the victims of a tragedy such as this one. Out of fear of this dangerous world that we live in my determination to protect my own daughter and life in our home and in our community, because of a false confidence that our community was above this, and that we could be in full control among many other requirements, I have opposed efforts to ban deadly weapons of war like the assault rifle used to carry out this crime. The time has now come for me to take responsibility for this failure, which is why I now call on the United States Congress to ban assault rifles like the one used by the sick perpetrator of this mass killing in my hometown of Lewiston, Maine.
So, you're right. They've been shutting it down. That's why they're trying to scramble to get people in place in the politics, man, to input new Supreme Court justices that's going to go along with the program. They're trying they damnedest. It's going to come to a point to where, I don't know if it's true or not, but they said that the president can exact executive orders and suspend, not get rid of it, but suspend it for a particular point in time if there's a crisis or something like that. But even at that point, man, people's going to rebel. And that's going to be part of the civil war that enacts back here in America, because people ain't going to have that, And you see the senator, his guy, the congressman, he said he was against it. He thought they were safe over there in Maine. There was no problem. Everybody should be able to protect themselves. They flipped him. I got to apologize for this error. I'm with all assault rifle bans. It had nothing to do with the guy being crazy, huh? It had nothing to do with him having, voices in the head. Did the gun have voices in his head? Did the gun pick itself up, man, and go into the bowling alley, into the bar and start shooting? That means that anybody that, has voices in their heads. What if he said, man, you know what? I'm hearing voices in my head. I'm going to go ahead on and smash out. That's the point. Martial law. That's all coming down the pipeline. Right? That's everything. That's what we talk about. It's going to come to a head. The dude was hearing voices, man. He decided to go smash and drive his car directly into the damn bar. We ban the car now? These people know what's going on, and they know what they're doing. It's objective based, man, and here we see. So they're flipping politicians, man. That's the first thing they come out is, we got to ban the guns. Slow Biden come out, he's saying, we got to get rid of these guns. I'm gonna do everything I can to try to get it. Yeah, absolutely. Con, I agree with you on that. Absolutely. It's not about the gun. It's about the controlling the people. That's right. And that's where we're at. And look at this. Anybody in the LA area, man, you're LA native, you know what's going on with FIG. And this is under the guidelines of the governor and the mayors of LA and all of this. You talking about modern Sodom and Gomorrah. You talking about, enacting just complete lascivious, lustful behavior, man. LA is ground zero. Inside LA's brazen sex market, where women sell themselves in broad daylight, emboldened by California's new laws. California has these non-solicitation laws now, where they are allowing down there prostitution is legal. And that's against the law. Can't remember. Where is that at in the law? Thou shalt not prostitute. That's it. Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19:29, right? It says, do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore. Let that be a lesson for mothers out there, single mothers out there. I'm not talking about the sisters that's on this live, because y'all know. But if you're talking about the ignorant ones out there, man, the mamas raising their daughters like sisters, they sharing OnlyFans accounts, they telling their daughters go out there and get what you can from these men, their bills ain't gonna pay themselves, trafficking their daughters, man. I mean, all of that goes on. They even said, man, that the damn Kardashian mother was behind the sex tape with her and Ray J that got her shot out the fame, escalating up in the fame. And she's recently been in the headlines because she cheated on her husband, the Kardashian lawyer from the OJ trial. She went off and cheated on him, man. So she's been moving like a whore from the beginning. And then what? Look at her daughters. They all doing the same thing, man. Bouncing from man to man to man. Baby daddies now. And they're the epitome of a lot of these women out here in the world. Want to be like the damn Kardashian women, man. The damn brutal witches over there, man. The Black Widows. All want to be like them. They're getting surgeries like them, man. They out here moving like them, trying to, get themselves into better financial positions by utilizing their bodies. And you got mothers out there saying, man, girl, why you got it? You look good. Go get it. The Most High said, man, that's against the law. That is complete evil and sin. Don't prostitute your daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom and the land become full of wickedness. Well, America, let alone LA, man, is full of wickedness, man. Vegas, you name it. Figueroa is a notorious hostro, as they say, in LA. 40 blocks. Nothing but harlots, man. Majority of them is Israel. They got white girls out there now. I mean, Jake's out there pimping them, man, running up and down the streets. Broad daylight. At night. There's no more women of the night anymore. They out there broad daylight. Look at emboldened by new California laws to make it nearly impossible for cops to bust prostitutes. Sex workers in Los Angeles red light district stalk for business wearing no more than thongs, G-strings, and high heels in broad daylight. A 40-block area of Figueroa Boulevard in South LA sees hundreds of prostitutes, some barely out of their teens, plying their trade since Governor Gavin Newsom passed the controversial Safer Streets for All Act, which decriminalized loitering with the intent to work as a prostitute in January. Before, this type of activity only happened at night where most civilians wouldn't see it, but now it's 24/7, a source told the Post. They out there all day long, man, on Fig. This is the same governor, man, who's teeter-tottering about legalizing psychedelic drugs. Same one who made weed legal. Same one who's doubling the taxes on buying ammunition and guns. I mean, this guy's out of damn control. Running this place into the damn ground, man, and destroying our communities, because who does this affect the most? Black and Hispanic communities. We're the ones out there involving ourselves in prostitution and pimping and drug use and all he's doing is giving open doors, man, for us to kill ourselves and go out there, man, and find ourselves in contempt of judgment with the Most High. And our ignorant selves, man, going out there, man, dealing with this foolishness. But this is what's going on. Look, and this is why it's so important. California Governor Newsom has a surprise meeting with China's leader Xi amid warm welcome in Beijing. They're trying to posture him because you know what's happening. Slow Biden and the rest of them, man, they all looking bad out there as Democratic leaders trying to be the next president. They're trying to prop him up. He said, I'm not going to do it. But they're like, look, man, we're desperate. We might need to get you out there. Test run, they go send him over there to China to see how he gets along with the Chinese leader. Oh, everything went great. So now he's going to be the face to say, well, actually, this guy gets along with the damn Chinese. Maybe he can kind of put China back in place. Slow Biden can't go over there and talk to him. So he goes over there and have a talk about climate change. Well, everything went great. Why the hell are they sending him to go meet with the world power of China? And you just a damn corrupt, wicked ass governor in California. For those of us in California, man, remember when they locked down and had masks and everything else in restaurants, and he was the one leading the charge talking about you get prosecuted if you ain't. And then they had pictures of him in a restaurant with no mask on, drinking wine, hanging with his friends, being a hypocrite. He had to come out and be like, yeah, I had an error in judgment. It was just for a minute. We was having drinks with friends. Nigga, you don't knock it off. Hypocrite, wicked as hell. But here he goes. Oh, he talking about, yeah, I'm listening to you. You niggas want reparations. I'm listening. Maybe we'll give you reparations. I got a reparation task force thinking he's going to, cater to the black vote. I mean, come on, man. They're trying to prop him up, in my opinion. They're trying to prop him up, man. California Governor Newsom had a surprise meeting with China's leader Xi Jinping in Beijing on Wednesday after being warmly welcomed by other senior leaders in a display of friendliness that stands as a sharp contrast to the dialogue between the United States and China in recent years. See, he's the great white hope. Oh, maybe he can be the one that can get America and China back on track again. They treated him friendly. Yeah, because he's got no problem destroying whole damn a whole state with all these corrupt laws and foolishness. The governor is on a week-long tour of China where he plans to push for climate cooperation. Newsom's trip as governor, once considered routine, is drawing attention as it comes after years of heightening tensions between the U.S. and China. I'm here in expectation, as you suggest, of turning the page, of renewing our friendship and re-engaging on foundational and fundamental issues that will determine our collective faith in the future. Oh, imagine that. So there you have it, man. Governor Gruesome on the move, trying to get his political posturing up. As meanwhile, he says, yeah, you black hoes, man, go out there and prostitute yourself out there on the streets. Go ahead. You niggas go over there and keep selling your weed and get high. I got psychedelics coming down the pipeline. Don't worry about it. I'm in favor of tent cities, man. You own nothing, have nothing, be happy. Go out there and live homeless out there on the streets. You can keep begging for reparations. I'm not listening. This is everything he's got on the table right now. Look at it. Roman Catholic Diocese warns fake priests are preying on California parishioners. Catholic Church at it again. I mean, at what point in time are they going to shut this whole corrupt institution down? Look, they're charging people thousands and thousands of dollars to perform sacraments the church provides for nominal fees. So now the Roman Catholic Diocese, utilizing Spanish priests, sound familiar? To gut the people out of their money, going into idolatrous sacraments, paying to get by. So it shows that even economically, the church is out here struggling, and they're becoming more of the charlatans that we've already known that they are. They're out here robbing the people even more. Roman Catholic Diocese in California is warning its flock to beware of wolves in priestly clothes. The Diocese of Stockton sent out an alert over the weekend to other churches to be on the lookout for people purporting to be Spanish-speaking Catholic bishops and priests who charge exorbitant fees for celebrating the sacraments, teaching classes, and issuing certificates. That's why the Most High said, man, buy the truth and sell it not, man. What is that? Redeem, buy, redeem the truth. Don't sell it. Don't make merchandise of the word of the Lord. These imposters are misappropriating the identities of genuine priests in Mexico and conducting unauthorized celebrations of baptism, confirmation, first communion, and house blessings under false pretenses. So they're saying it's a new racket going on, man. Jake's running around here faking to be priests. I mean, but what's the difference? Oh, they didn't go through the proper channels, man. They didn't go through, the Catholic sacraments. They wasn't authorized. Who gives them authority, man? What would you say? You didn't come in here, man. You didn't molest enough kids to go out there and be official. I mean, come on, man. But this is what's going on, man. This is why I was telling our people, man, get up out of that damn Catholic Church. Get out the Christian churches, man. They're leading our people astray, destroying our people rapidly. Look at what they do. Pope Francis accepts the resignation of a Polish bishop after his diocese was rocked by priest gay orgy sex party that saw man overdose on erectile dysfunction pills. I mean, come on. The madness that's going on over there, man, is unbelievable. And the Pope says, I'll accept your resignation. I mean, all he does is have to resign. The damn dude was having gay sex orgies. These cats is overdosing on Viagra. And the priest says, my bad. I'm going to just go ahead on and retire. I'm going to resign. And Pope Francis says, yeah, that's fine. No problem. Got to be careful next time. Next up, see, how the hell are you overdosing on Viagra in the gays? Good Lord. Father Tomas Zamarli was placed under investigation for an alleged gay orgy gone wrong. His boss, Bishop Grigorzy Kazak, has now resigned for a string of scandals. Pope Francis has accepted the bishop's resignation on Tuesday. Isn't that nice? He's accepted it. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Well, let's move on to the next one. Look at it. Head of megachurch in prison for sex abuse is charged with producing child porn. This is another 10 tribe cat, man. He got locked up for sex abuse of his own parishioners. And now they've done some more investigating. He was producing child porn. The Mexico-based megachurch, who's serving more than 16 years in California prison for sexually abusing young followers, was charged with 2 federal crimes Wednesday for allegedly producing child porn. Active in the church, man. This is why the Most High said, you're not, what are you supposed to be doing? Teaching against many kingdoms, countries, evil. They're involved in evil. That's why they can't preach about it. There's another one. There was one priest, man. This guy got, hold on. They said 200,000. Look at this. Look at, I didn't even include this one. You see it. Spanish church sexual abuse affected 200,000 children. A commission fine. That's not a typo. 200,000 children victims of sexual abuse by the Spanish church, man. I didn't even include that one. More than 200,000 children are estimated to have suffered sexual abuse from Spain's Catholic clergy, an independent commission has found. Priests running wild. Sodom and Gomorrah is being resurrected in real time. Prostitution all over the place on the streets, man. Priests out here hungering for young bodies. Fangs out. Drooling. I mean, we're in a lot of damn wickedness in the midst of it, man. That's why the Most High said, man, lest the land fall to wickedness. Not to allow the prostitution and all of this corruption going on, man. And there's so many churches up and down Fig, man. It's unbelievable. You know these priests, man, and these preachers is out there dibbling and dabbling with the product on the streets. Guarantee you. Speaking of mentally ill, off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot charged with attempted murder after trying to shut down plane engines mid-flight. Well, you can't even take a damn flight no more, man, without worrying about whether or not it's a damn maniac behind the wheel. I think I remember bringing out an article about hundreds of pilots, man, having mental issues and all that, and they still telling them get behind the wheel. This guy was look at it. Flight 2059 from Everett, Washington was bound for San Francisco When it was diverted to Portland, Oregon, Joseph David Emerson was booked on 83 counts of attempted murder. This guy had a mental breakdown, man, went crazy, tried to shut off the damn engines and wanted to crash the plane. Look at it. The jump seat occupant unsuccessfully attempted to disrupt the operation of the engines. The airline said the Horizon captain and first officer quickly responded. Engine power was not lost and the crew secured the aircraft without incident. But this guy had mental issues, man. He was an off-duty Alaska Airlines pilot. They try to wind him up to use a plane as another weapon to destroy. He would kill 83 people and wherever else he was going to crash the plane into. Unbelievable. This type of spirits, man, is out there in the earth right now, plaguing people in their minds. They talk about mental health, man. These are demons on these people, many of which have been instituted by the so-called white man and his experimentation and drugs. Look, 50 Cent, even 50 Cent coming out talking. Slams Slow Biden for taking another beach vacation in Delaware while war rages between Israel and Hamas terrorists. We got some real ish going on out here, Joe. What's the plan? To get a tan and chill? Come on now. Look, even 50 Cent, he's out here calling Slow Biden out. Slow Biden was out there taking a walk on the beach with Jill Biden. All hell's breaking loose, and he's chilling. Shows you that he sleep at the switch. He don't know what the hell's going on, man. He thinking this time in the fall. I mean, it must have been a nice day for him to go out there and get out there on the beach. But look, Slow Biden he's off, man. That's why I said, man, vote him in 2024, man. That might really ignite and get stuff to cracking. Jackson, Mississippi again, man. I mean, Mississippi Burning. Y'all remember that movie? That was a deep movie. Jackson, Mississippi again, under fire for their desecration and destruction of our people. Jackson police buried the woman's missing son in an unmarked grave 4 years after her brother's JPD beating death. Jacksonville police, this mother, man, both her sons were killed by the police. They had a lawsuit going on for his brother's death 4 years earlier. They said that the Jacksonville police, man, ran over this Jake and then buried him in an unmarked grave and acted like they didn't know where he was. He was just a missing person. Look at it. 1 year after a jury convicted Jacksonville police officer of manslaughter for the beating death of her brother, Betterston Wade learned that another JPD officer had struck and killed her 37-year-old son, Dexter Wade, in an SUV that the county had buried him in an unmarked grave. Dexter Wade had been missing for nearly 6 months before the department informed his mother of her son's fate. They had me looking for him all that time and they knew who he was. Wade told NBC News' John Shoup, who first reported this story on Wednesday. The report says an off-duty corporal driving a JPD cruiser struck Dexter Wade as he was walking across Interstate 55 southbound lane shortly before 8 p.m., March 5th, 2023, and that the coroner's office later ruled the death an accident. The story does not name the officer who was driving the SUV, and the Jackson Police Department offered no comment for this story. Any surprises there, man? Brother gets beat to death. Now they go and mow down his sibling. What happened to the dash cam? What happened to the body cams? I mean, they just so happen to have shovels in the back of the police car to dig an unmarked grave, man, dump the body in, get rid of the evidence, pat him down, let the heat die down 6 months, and then say, oh, we're very sorry to inform you, we found the body of your son. Looks like he may have gotten hit by a car. We're not sure. As soon as the press come around, hey, no comment. We can't even tell you about the officer who's driving the car. No, we're not going to answer what happened to the dash cam. No, we're not going to ask about the body cam. No, we can't give you no answers on that. You know how we do down here, MISS, ISSI, PPI, good old Mississippi. Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that slay them say, blessed be the Lord. For I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Not enough outcry about this, man. They're holding themselves not guilty. I mean, it's unbelievable how they treating us. Lamentations 4, verse 1 and 2. How has the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out into the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold, how were they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? I mean, making our people, man, making our sons the leaders of the nation, man. Goals become dim. We've lost our way, been destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. The nations are taking advantage, killing us, destroying us, becoming as earthen pitchers, man, being destroyed with no value anymore. Slaughtered and killed out here in the streets, man. It's unreal. Just another thing to add to the black trauma, man, that's going on within our communities. Couple more, man. We're gonna slide up out of here, man. Look at this. Chinese scientists discover 8 never before seen viruses, and now they plan to experiment with them. Oh, so can we double back and flash back to Bill Gates saying the next one's gonna get their attention? I mean, can we seal up the relationships between the Wuhan lab, the NIH funding, research and so forth and so on? Can we look at what we just got to read in 2 Ezra 15 about Asia, aka China, being partakers in the hope of Babylon? You got Chinese scientists. Remember they just busted that lab. I think it was going up towards Bakersfield or somewhere. That unmarked lab that they found, owned by some Chinese. They was drumming up all kind of diseases and stuff over there. Remember that? And now they just said they got 8 new viruses never seen before, and they're planning to start experimenting on them. Don't be surprised with what happens. Look at this. Fauci already on the loose. Anthony Frankenstein Fauci says he warns he has nightmares about the next inevitable pandemic. So let's not even forget about the pandemic that's still on the table. We're so heavily focused in on the war right now. That's somewhat of a distraction because behind closed doors, they're ready to drum up the next damn outbreak threat. Clearly seen, China's over there they got 8 on deck that they're trying to develop and build. Fauci saying it's inevitable, it's coming. See, look at this, on track. 3% of Americans have gotten the new shot in the arm, but the CDC director remains confident. So the people are waking up saying, I'm not taking that. I'm not getting it. But guess what? They're saying they're on track. So they're saying, yeah, we know. Everybody's scared. Ain't don't nobody want it no more. But wait till we release this next thing. They're going to be begging us to roll up their sleeves. They know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing. We got to pray to the Most High, man. We stay protected in good health, comforted, shielded from all these diseases and plagues that have been pronounced. Yahweh already told us, man, there's going to be famines, pestilence. It's coming. Most High said, man, he created the wicked for the day of destruction. So they're being utilized to drum these things up, man. They're going to be used as weapons. We got to pray that the Most High has mercy on us, man, and we're shielded and protected for them things because they're coming. They saying, oh, yeah, we're on track. No problem. Only 3% got it. No problem. Because we're going to come out with some weapon, disease X, that they're on record right now with. That's going to make everybody say, did you get yours? You better get yours, man. It's killing everybody. Remember that? Everything moving so fast, man. 165 mile an hour. Hurricane damn near destroyed Acapulco just a couple of days ago. Direct hit Hurricane Otis hits Mexico resort head on with 165 miles and gales cutting it off from the outside world and sending tourists fleeing. So the Most High is moving in so many different facets, man. From the development of new diseases and bugs to Hurricane Otis. How dare they? It's the Most High, Yahweh. They might as well just say Hurricane Yahweh. Comes through, man. Hit up Acapulco heavy, right? It says stirred up a painful memories of a horror hurricane that hit in the same area in 1997 and killed 200. So it's on track with the destruction methods. That just went down. San Francisco is going to crack down on street vendors and homeless people as it cleans up its streets again ahead of the APEC summit, with city employees given the option to wear bulletproof vests or and accompanied by armed cops. You see how far down, man? And this is under Governor Gavin Newsom talking about city employees will have to vest up, or you can get armed cops to walk you around in the streets of San Francisco right now. That's how bad it is up there. And the APEC, I believe, is the Asian Pacific Economic Conference or something like that. But when the Asian people come up, they want to talk money and all that. They say, oh, we got to clean up these streets. You know, your house is hella dirty, man. You don't never clean it up and all that. Oh, you got guests coming over. Now you want to scramble, clean it up. Then after everybody leaves, you throw everything back all over. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to front like, oh, San Francisco, we got it cleaned up. Everything's great. And they even talked about San Francisco was on the comeback trail because they're going to use AI to start getting the city back on track and getting the economics rolling back on track again. That's a whole nother article I didn't put in because we got so much. But yeah, just know that they're going to use AI to try to resurrect San Francisco. Forget about human labor. They've already resorted and said, man, that's what it's going to be. Ish on the streets, drug paraphernalia, crime, carjackings, so forth and so on. If you want to survive, man, throw on a vest or hire you some armed guards because this is what it's going to descend into. So they got this Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit going on over there. They're telling them, man, vest up, get some armed guards while you're walking around. We're trying to clean up all the homeless and the street vendors. They can clean up for that, but they can't do it just for overall morality, man, and for helping people. Imagine that. Auto execs are coming clean. Electric vehicles, they ain't working. You know, so the big switch trying to get everybody on electric, it's not happening, man. There's not enough lithium for the batteries and all of that. They're being outpriced. People ain't buying them and all of that, man. So, you know, America in particular, where they're trying to go with this whole new Green New Deal and trying to deal with the environment. People ain't buying that crap, man. So they're going to go scorched earth, man, and try to, you know, force this agenda one way or the other. But the examples are clear. There ain't nobody going on electric vehicles. That ain't happening. All right. So rapid changes is coming, man. A lot of things is going on down the pipelines. We're teeter-tottering in on the third hour of DSTM, man. It's been an honor and a pleasure, man, serving you. Brothers and sisters out there, man, I appreciate all the support, man. Messengers of the covenant, all the support that you've sent our way, man. You know, again, for those that wish to donate to the ministry and to the cause, man, and this has been a help to you and your walk, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, man. You can reach out to us, preferably after the Sabbath. Cash App, $, IQAhmath. You know, keep your eyes peeled. You know there's a lot going on out there. Like I said, man, the news reels is moving like this scroll going down here, man. You're constantly things are changing, moving, shaking and grooving, man. Lord willing, I'll probably get a little bit more on my P's and Q's, man, and get back to being a little bit more current with some of these DSTMs, man. I might get back to doing some Manna Mondays just to kind of stay on top of things. So I don't want to be repetitive by waiting the whole 7 days and y'all like, oh, we heard that already. Yeah. Some brothers over here talked about that and this one. Whatever happens, man. I'm just moving in the spirit, you know. But all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, IQAhmath, man. What you say, Uziel? With motive and intention hidden within the man's speech and movement, we have to acknowledge this, how strong. Yeah, he's got bad intentions. We know that the agenda is not for the good. So the delusions, the distractions, and everything that he puts out there, man, is definitely a means to destroy our people's minds, man. If we know that the war is mental, so if the Most High tells us, man, that we've been destroyed for lack of knowledge, a lack of knowing, the best thing that he can do is to keep us in ignorance. But the scriptures tell us, man, not to be ignorant of any matter, small or great. So ignorance isn't an excuse, a reason to say, well, I didn't know, so I can't be held accountable. No, it don't work that way. Romans, the 2nd chapter, the Most High even said, man, the circumcision and the uncircumcision. The circumcised are going to die. Hold on. Let me get that. I don't want to misquote it too bad. Most High said, man, it don't matter. You talking about I didn't know. Nah. He said, man, I said my prophet's rising up early in the morning. Rising up early in the morning. Let me get this real quick for y'all in Romans. Why is this not working? Real quick in Romans 2. So you see here it says Romans 2, 11 and 12. It says, for there is no respect of persons with the Most High. For as many as have sinned without the law shall perish without the law. So the uses of, I didn't know, I didn't understand, I didn't have a chance to. No. The Most High said, man, I'm giving everybody opportunity. All of Israel's going to hear it. Brother, the gospel got to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth. He said, if you don't have the law, you're going to die without the law. And as many as have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. For not the hearers of the law are just before the Most High, but the doers of the law shall be justified. See, yeah, I heard about we're supposed to keep the law. I thought that was done away with. No. There's no respect of persons with the Most High. He said, I'm giving ample opportunity. Everybody's got access to information, knowledge, understanding, wisdom. The prophets have been rising up early. I'm about to get that one in Isaiah real quick. I'm sorry, Jeremiah. Let me get that one real quick too. Jeremiah 44:4. It says, howbeit, I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. So the prophet's job is to go out there and teach the children of Israel and tell them not to do the abominable things, to repent, to keep the commandments. And the Lord said he sends us out early. So the job don't stop. You understand? So, we can't be talking about, I didn't know, I didn't understand, wasn't for me. Not going down that way. Dias de la Muertes, Jackson. That's their version of Day of the Dead. That's when they go and dress up with skeleton faces and talk about that's the time that they, light the candles and have their little celebrations for their dead ancestors and all of that. Yeah, right on time that hurricane comes through and knocks down parts of Acapulco. But, the stiff-necked Jakes, they're not going to wake up. They're still going to say, oh, that's too bad. Let's get ready for the party. Pass the Bud Light. That's what they focusing in on. Unfortunately, and we seen that mayor of that one town, man, marrying the damn alligator. I mean, this is the type of foolishness, man. And you can destroy all of Mexico, they won't wake up. That's why it's only an elect and a chosen man is going to hear the word of the Lord, man, and abide by what thus saith the Lord says. All right, so I'm gonna go and get up out of here, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, IQAhmath, man. Why don't y'all for tuning in? We'll have a closing Sabbath class coming up in 2 hours. We'll be right back. Get your little intermission, get your little snacks, drinks, whatever you need to do. Take a nap. Come on back. We're gonna close out the Sabbath together. Most High permit. And for some of y'all in your time zones, the Sabbath might already be over. You might already be embarking on the end by that time. So with the sun going down early and all of that, all praise to the Most High, man. That doesn't restrict you from still tuning in. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, y'all be well, man. See y'all on the rebound. Shalom.